And we're live. Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. I gotta get that Stream Element spots from it, though. Kick the tires and light the fire. Come alive. Yeah. Showing you Ryan, what's up, Demar? How you doing, man? Demar got that Silent Night work. Touch. Demar got that Silent Night work. Man. There we go. Get some juice on that. I just want you close to. Don't you worry about a thing. Demar got that Silent Night work. Okay.
He said, cuando you love me, baby, move that boom boom. Put my hands on your hips, zoom zoom. Make you say ooh ooh ooh.
Y'all good?
Show you what flinging.
I'm live. I don't even know. I never know what I'm doing. But come on.
We dancing, girl, get close to me. Hey, hey, hey. Girl, don't you walk away. Baby, put your body on me. Hey, girl, be my sweet escape. I just want you close to. Don't you worry about a thing. Let me make a promise. I'll keep the night away. Let me be the one to. I see
this is unreleased.
Shine on your skin. Let me go deep. Let me get in. Catch in my way. They'll never fade. Let's play a game. Don't run away. Make me forget. Make me forget. All of the drama. Yeah, do it again.
Yeah, I'm
Wind it, girl, wind it, girl, wind it again. Wind it, girl, wind it, girl, wind it again.
Yeah. Keep it going. You know how it is. You know what we're doing. Hope y'all doing good. Hey, what's up, Janky? How you doing? Sebastian, thank you so much for coming by to the live stream. Let's really do that baseline thing. So it's the Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna let it get up to at least maybe 15, 20 viewers, and I'm gonna open up the Zoom call. I'm thinking about some questions, topics to ask, keep it organized, because I don't want to just have us all talking all through it.
I'm so glad that you're around. It's a different kind of chill.
Yankee on
but
deck.
I love it's real. Took a moment to reflect all the times that I've been blessed. Cause I have the gift of love and a heart beating in my chest. Ain't even worried about what's under the tree. Yes, I got my loved ones with me. Just take a moment and I think you will see. It's a Merry Christmas for me. Snow falling low, fire blazing bright. I have a family, we celebrating life. Baby born in a major to restore and make it right. It's a Merry Christmas for me. Snow falling low, fire blazing bright. I have a family, we celebrating life. Baby born in a major to restore and make it right. It's a Merry Christmas for me.
Yeah, the bass
I am picking up my joy, going to feel my gratitude, all the things that we've been through. fix my attitude. And I'll never forget.
Y'all finish our kitchen
all
shop
of those no more.
You have some in the cabinet right now.
I still stand
What you doing with that, Jake? You don't like that kind of stuff,
they're the reason I am here. Ain't even worried about what's under the tree. Under the tree. 'Cause I got my loved ones with me. Take a moment and I think you will see. It's a Merry Christmas for me. Fire blazing bright, I have a family. We celebrate a life, baby born in a manger to restore and make it right. It's a Merry Christmas, snow on the snow. Fire blazing bright, I have a family. We celebrate a life, baby born in a manger to restore and make it right. It's a Merry Christmas for me. Snow on the snow. Fire blazing bright, I have a family. We celebrate a life, in a manger to restore and make it right. It's a Merry Christmas for me.
I can't believe it's Wednesday already.
Fire blazing bright, we celebrate a life, baby born in a manger to restore and make it right. It's a Merry Christmas for me.
You job had you so stressed. What do you mean job got you stressed? You the head not to tail, right? You be doing your thing. I know you be doing your thing. Highlight, how are you? Thank you for coming by the live stream. So whoever's here, what type of stuff y'all like to see? Thank you, Kenny. Antonio, thank you for coming by.
Me and my drum, all I need is your love for a Merry Christmas, a Merry Christmas.
Hey.
Me and my drum, all I
Be
need
hit.
is your
That's
love
good.
for a Merry Christmas, a Merry Christmas. Later in spring, I see your smile. We're jamming, it's a party and it's going down.
Yeah.
This Christmas tonight, yeah.
Hey.
I got that mistletoe, so you already know. All I really wanna do is just
How's the
hold
audio
you
sound?
close,
Audio pretty
yeah.
tight, y'all? Pretty solid?
It's Christmas tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
So let's sit down by the flame, put a movie on or play, and we can celebrate, just you and me. When it's cold outside,
I sound
we'll be
low?
warm by the
Check.
fireside.
I try to make sure I don't
Good
distort this
time
thing.
and feel the vibe.
Bounce it out.
Just you and me.
I gotta bounce
Just
it
you
out.
and me.
Okay. I'll try to see what I can do about that. Yeah.
Me and my drum, yeah. All I need is your love for Merry Christmas.
Okay. I gotta talk up over the music because we're coming to you live on YouTube. You're on the Dillio 22K YouTube channel. I'm your host, Dillio. Live cook up. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and send it, JP. I saw you send me a great graphic banner, JP. That's awesome.
Cause everything's alright with you by my side. It's a Christmas party.
Oh my
and we
gosh,
doing
I'm
it
smelling
right,
Nag Champa
yeah.
right now.
Tonight.
I'm smelling Nag Champa right now.
Hey, sit down by the flame.
Hey,
Put a
hey.
movie on or play, and we can celebrate, just you and me. While it's cold outside, we'll be warm by the fireside. Take a time.
Yeah, how's your girlfriend
and
doing?
feel the vibe. Just
Yeah.
you and me, just you
I know a lot of people like to talk a lot, and I be sitting listening. I think that's part of what I got to do more of. Is I got to learn how to talk a lot more. I guess that would make the broadcast more interesting if I said more. But I'm a man of few words. But I guess that I have to change that to make it more of an interesting broadcast. I know a lot of times I like to just listen. Okay, JP, that's what's up. Yeah, these songs are out right now, Antonio. You can find them on any streaming platform. So if you're using Amazon Music or you're using Spotify, or using Apple Music or iTunes or Bandcamp. You can pick your poison and get these tracks right now. You can stream them right now, even on YouTube. So make sure you take a moment to grab those songs. I remember making this beat on a live stream. Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
I left that in the track. Once again, that was done by yours truly. That was called Me and My Drum. And then share them tomorrow on IG. Yeah, I probably should share them tomorrow. I made some nice videos for them. It's a very big challenge to remember to do all these things and take care of life. It just seems like life hits always the hardest around this time of year. There's always things to take care of. There's a lot of things I need to take care of this time of the year. And it stacks up on top of itself very quickly. And some things fall through your fingers as you take time to manage everything that you need to take care of. There's a lot of different things that you got to take care of at the same time. And when you're doing it pretty much by yourself, as far as the life things, it's a challenge. Now, the internet things, I do have some help, and I want to give a shout out to you, Anna, for sharing what you share on your stories. You help promote, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate that support and all of that. It just seems like this is a very hectic time of the year. Thankfully, I don't come from a family too much where we are too commercially to the left. I come from a family where we're not too commercialized, thankfully, so I don't really have as much of an economical pressure as I see so many people do. But I think it's very important to make sure you take care of what you got to take care of first and close some chapters to some things that have been in your life. And hopefully, as you close chapters in your life, you move on to bring better things into your life, and you bring better things especially in 2021. I definitely learned a lot, closed some old chapters in my life, and I'm ready to start some new chapters, start some new songs, start some new creativity, start some new vibes, start some new videos, continue creating content on this YouTube platform. As I'm still en route to create a YouTube channel that has over 100,000 subscribers. It's been a grind, and I'm testing a lot of content right now on my YouTube channel to see what the market responds to. The analytics speak for themselves. Not too many views come from different platforms. A lot don't come from subscriber base. I think that's an analytic thing, but hopefully I could create content that the majority of my subscribers will like. I know that my subscribers come from very diverse backgrounds and diverse interests, and that's simply because I've done a lot of different things. That's my interpretation of it, and that's how it works. What's up, Kevin Garcia? Thank you for the shout out and the color scheme. I appreciate that. It's taken years to figure out, and this is a good place. The interesting thing is that with this view, you're seeing it from a camera that does really good in low light, and I think that makes a huge difference because normally I have a bright light in my face, and that bright light in my face can make things very distracting, and it's almost like looking right into the sun. It's not that bright, but you still have a bright light, but definitely this view works for this. Yeah, don't forget to like this video. We got 14 viewers. Could I get 14 likes on here?
You may not understand this. I don't either.
Right, and the thing is, JP, that I want to make sure that I continue that. So, why not? Let's have some fun. Let's do something a little different. I normally cook up, but I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes doing Skype. Not Skype, Zoom. So if anybody wants to talk on the show, I'm going to limit it to 15 minutes. I don't have to spend the whole show. But if you want to come on and talk, you're welcome to do so. I'm going to share the link. I don't know if anybody has their Zoom up or anything like that, but I'm going to answer some questions. So tonight's question is, what is your favorite platform to make music on or upload your content on? So this goes for music producers and not producers. If you are a content creator I want you to tell me what is your favorite content to produce content on, what type of content you make, and why. Let's do an experiment, and let's see what goes. Am I still moving? Why is my picture not moving? Is my picture stopped moving? Let me make sure my picture is still moving. Oh, gosh, I look like I'm frozen. Wow, that's not normal. I'm definitely very much alive. I don't know what happened to my capture here. Let's see if I could just maybe jog that thing to work a little bit more by powering off the camera and powering it on. So if anybody wants to do that. Oh, this is very strange. How did I get frozen in time like that? I don't even know how I got even frozen in that. Okay, there we go. That's weird. So I'm going to share the Skype link. This is random. But if anybody wants to call in and talk to the show, this is off the cuff. Hit enter right now. There's the link. I'm only going to do this for the next 15 minutes, then we'll come back into it. We'll start again. This is a test to see if it works. So there's the Zoom link if you want to call into the show. We're going to stay on time. I mean, you come over and talk through all the show. But yeah, let's see if anybody wants to come by and talk on the show. I've never done this before. And it's a test. So I shared the link. So I know it's random. Yeah, Zoom. This is a Zoom link. This is a Zoom link. So if you want to cannot start video, fail to start. Oh, yeah, because the video camera's in use. I'm not trying to start the video camera. You're just here for the cook-up. You'll talk another time. All right. JP's just here for the cook-up. He'll talk another time. Wow, my camera has frozen again. You know, I think what's going on is that the camera is tripping because I think what happens is as I start up the software, it messes with my camera. Let me set my camera up again. I know I'm not moving. Deactivate, activate, and all I'm really doing is trying different ways to build this up. So let's see if it freezes now. Let's see. Am I frozen? Am I frozen? I am not frozen. There we go. So does anybody want to call in on the show from Zoom? I'll just take inventory on that right now. Does anybody want to talk live on my show right now? It's open forum. I normally don't do this as I try different things. I normally don't do this. So it's an interesting thing. No. All right. Maybe if I talked about dating and stuff. A lot of times when I look at different YouTubers who talk about dating and everything, oh my gosh, it's like a madhouse. I have another incense. It smells pretty good. This is I forget which one this was, but I had an Issey Miyake incense. It smelled really good when you go to the gas station, but outside of that, it was not the most best smelling incense that I tried out. So I'm just going to pin the link right here and see if somebody wants to come on and help me test this out. Well, somebody on this live stream want to help me test out Zoom, maybe want to talk. It doesn't mean it's voice. It's voice. It's not like you're going to put the video on. It's just voice. I just wanted to test it out. So many opinions about relationships and love. Oh, yeah. Definitely is. I'm going to share it one more time, and I'm going to pin it. And whoever want to call on the show, call in on the show. Otherwise, I'm going to pin that comment. There's a Zoom link right there. So I'm just going to pin it. I'm just going to pin it. I got the piano up. Well, Jake, you ain't got to worry about relationships because you know you are you in love. Oh shoot. Okay, Demar. All right. I think I see a Demar in here. Um. All right. Let me see if I hear your audio. All you gotta do is share your audio, Demar. Thank you for calling in. Uh. I hope I got the audio on point. Let me make sure my audio's on point. Uh. I see it's connecting audio and can't hear yet. So once you connect audio, make sure you mute YouTube. All right, I hear your microphone working. Is that you?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, how you doing?
What's good, man?
What's good, man? Thank you for calling in on the live stream tonight, man. What you been up to?
Man, just working, trying to keep my head above water.
Above water. That's what's up, man.
No, hold on, Pop.
Okay.
All right, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So topic of the night is
Yeah.
what's your favorite platform to make music on and why you like that outside of other platforms?
Cool. So, as somebody who was still upcoming, okay?
What you mean upcoming? You already made it, man.
Upcoming. No, just upcoming. No, hold on.
All right.
I ain't like Dillio. I ain't like Dillio.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. See, I ain't no superstar like Dillio, but for me, for me, I need to I need to try some more stuff, but for me, I say Instagram. Why? Because of course the engagement
Okay.
and meeting other people and possible possible future business ventures
Okay.
and new relationships.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's what that would be mine. And it used to be Facebook. It used to be, but I kind of let that down because Facebook's pretty much all that drama. I got tired of it, cut it off. But Instagram, as of right now, for me, Instagram.
Okay. Okay. And it's from the engagement you find yourself getting more engagement on your Instagram than on Facebook.
Yes,
Okay. I got you. Now let's go even further. Let's talk about your favorite music production platform.
FL Studio.
Okay. Now, what makes you gravitate to FL Studio over everything else? What do you think FL Studio has more than or gives you more than anything else that you've seen?
I would say FL Studio gives me more freedom to do what I want, as far as like automations, snare rolls. I have more control.
Okay.
As far as the only thing that I've tried, the only DAWs that I've tried is Machine and Logic.
Okay. What was your
Now,
experience with Machine?
now with Machine, I'm not gonna lie. Machine gave me that MPC vibe, gave me that real hip hop vibe because I can't remember what I used. It was the Machine. What did you? What? Which MP, which machine did you have before the one you got now?
I
It
had
was
the
black.
MK1.
The MK1.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the MK1.
You had the M. Did it have color pads or?
Yes, it had the orange pads. Like when you press it, it turns orange, and it had two screens at the top, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Well,
Now, to my knowledge, that's the Mark One, and then you had the Mini Mark One. Those are the only two that had the
okay,
orange pads exclusively.
I it might have been the Mark One.
Okay.
That's the one that I had. Now I loved it. I
Mm-hmm.
loved it, but my only problem is I didn't know how to sequence in there.
Oh, okay.
As far as yeah. Now I also did it when I tried to sample. I tried it with a sample.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. I
Okay.
like how free the knob is.
Yeah.
It's not real like how you turn the knob. It's not actually snapping. It's like it's real loose, and you can get it to where you want to cut or
Right.
where you want to chop.
Okay.
That's what I love about that one.
Okay.
And also when you want to put an instrument and you set an instrument in the pad that you want, and you
Right.
want to do like some snare rolls, and you can just press it
Mm-hmm.
and hold it down, that was dope too.
Okay. When you're doing snare rolls, do you like doing it that way, or do you like to use FL Studio for your snare rolls?
FL Studio.
So, so what was more, what made it easier, more better? What? Okay, let me put this right. What made that a better experience for you to create doing that in the piano roll in FL Studio versus using the note repeat on like a machine?
Um, in FL Studio, you got the choice to choose your Now I know you can do it in machine, but I got used to choosing like the quantization in
Mm-hmm.
FL. It's real simple. It's just by a click.
Okay.
So basically, the quantization of you know of how I want to chop or roll my snares
Mm-hmm.
by changing the quantization,
Yeah.
because I used to do it the old fashioned way.
True.
Now it's like I click in my snare rolls, and I know other people, it's different for other people, which I still do it, but
Right.
I don't like, you know, it's a certain way that I roll my snares or I chop my hi-hats or whatever.
Uh huh.
And also, of course, the bass slides.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doggone slides.
Them doggone slides.
No
And
doubt.
also that's pretty much easy for me that way.
Okay. Cool. Cool. And what about Logic? What was the difference between using Logic and using FL Studio and like that?
Now Logic, that pretty much that brings out the MIDI keyboard. That's when I use it like for everything.
Okay.
It's like when I make my melodies, and that was a hardship for me at one point because I can't play like you did.
Oh man, what you talking about? I heard them leads you've been
I
doing,
can't.
man.
Hey, I'm trying to get there. But in Logic, for me, I get used to playing everything on the MIDI keyboard. Not to say that I don't do it on FL, which I do,
Mm-hmm.
but with Logic, now I'll do like a comparison with Logic and FL.
Right.
In FL, when you play something with the MIDI and
Mm-hmm.
you use pitch bend,
Yeah.
you somewhat got to be careful, because if you don't change the quantization to none and you leave it like in step or 1/4 step or 1/4 beat, something like that in quantization, it'll snap real quick. And
Right.
then when you use that pitch bend, it just throws everything off.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yep.
I know.
Which in Logic,
Uh-huh.
it's actually real time. It'll record what you did, and you can quantize it after you record it, which I like.
Yeah. One of the things I
And
didn't like about a machine was if you had quantize turned on, it would
uh-huh.
quantize your pitch bend and your modulation wheel movements, which I've
Mm,
never seen any other platform do that. Now, if I were to use the sustain, and that's another thing, it'll quantize your pitch bend, it'll quantize your modulation, and it'll also quantize your sustain pedal movements. And
yes.
I never encountered that when I was working in FL Studio, and I never encountered that back when I used to run Reason. It
I know you with reason.
Yeah, so early back in my Full Sail days, early 2000s, 2003, 4, 5, I was a heavy Reason user. I switched from FL Studio, which was freeless back then, to Reason, and
Hmm.
I had Reason 3.0, and I was using that like nothing. And it was really cool because you could play naturally and it would record what you're doing and preserve
Yeah.
your sustained movements when you're playing and things like that. But yeah, I used to be a Reason guy back in the day.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Dang.
yeah, man. So the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger on Reason now is because I made a commitment to release records instead of buying more equipment because
Ah,
it's very easy.
understandable.
It's very easy to keep hunting for that next sound or that next loop, and
It is.
you got all these beats and you got all these songs, you got all these things behind you that haven't even been finished yet. And
Yep.
unfortunately, it's very easy to have a lot of unfinished content, which I do on my computer that
Mm,
could be released and people could be enjoying the music, or I could be collabing with people or creating something
Mm-hmm.
on it and getting it off the hard drive and getting it out there into the world. So that's sort of been
Yep.
my
Same.
2021
Same.
commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of my goal too, because I got a gang of stuff on my hard drive that's just sitting there collecting dust.
Right, right. What do you think is
And I got to
go ahead?
go ahead.
What
Go
is your
ahead.
biggest challenge to finish stuff, man? What is this? What does it make it so hard for us to finish our songs? What do you think is the thing that makes it hard for us to do that?
Man, life. We
Life?
could sometimes when you yeah, life, we can go through certain situations in life and it could set a hold on us, man.
Yeah.
It really can. I mean, it could be the little things that could
Mm-hmm.
just like set us off. And and it is what it is. But life, fear,
Mm-hmm.
shoot. Sometimes most people go through envy because they look at somebody else and say, man, that should be me.
Yeah.
I could be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I know the fear aspect, and I know the envy aspect. I know the fear aspect because of the unknown. Does this sound good? Will people respond? Right?
Right.
Things of that nature. So I definitely know about that experience, and then the envy thing. I think at all levels, it's very easy, and that's one of the main things I had to work on this year
Mm-hmm.
is understanding the levels that people are at and how they're
Yeah.
different from yours. And it's very and one of the biggest mistakes is the comparison mistake. It's um, the
Yeah.
comparison thing, and even to this
Yes.
day, when that I'm just gonna call it when that demon starts to kind of come up and you feel some type of way about yourself because you're seeing someone else ahead of you and you're looking at them like, how do they do that?
Mm-hmm.
It can mess up your whole vibe. It could chop your whole vibe up. It can chop up
Yep.
your whole situation. So I definitely know those things, but those are things um, I crack down on because it's very easy to marginalize yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I have to remember that I have no business like downing myself or
Mm-hmm.
marginalize myself because of the situation, what it looks like, or anything like that. I think that it's very easy to do that, but I have to remember, like, yo, it's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah.
And as you remember that, and it takes some time to remember that, and even I work on that and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. And same here, man. I know I've been dealing with the fear thing for I don't know how long. Which I can say that I'm halfway over it, man. Because I still have my bouts with it.
right, right,
I still have that feeling of course, is it good enough? You know what I'm saying? Is it good enough? Will people like it? You know what I'm saying? Or I just listen to like it could be a simple beat, and I
mm-hmm,
decided, hey, maybe I should post this,
right,
and then I listen to it again. It's like, man, that's whack. I ain't posting that up.
right,
Which I shouldn't do that because you never know.
right. You never know it.
Yeah.
You never know, and that's true. And that's true. I think one of the biggest challenges that I face is to have something get way more exposure and views, and then do something like it, and then not get the same result.
Right.
And it makes it very difficult to pinpoint. Okay, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do more of
Mm-hmm.
to get more views or get more engagement? Is the words they call to move forward.
Yeah.
And so I understand the fear aspect. And let me see what Janky is saying. Sometimes it seems like everyone wants to sound the same because that's what hot at the moment. A lot of talented people get caught up trying to sound like something they're not. Is that something you agree with, Demar?
I can say yes, and
Mm,
I'll explain why.
go ahead.
Well, I'll give my opinion.
Okay.
The way I see it, it some may disagree, but from what I hear, yes, some people sound just like what they hear because, of course, it's what's hot at the time, or they glorify the lifestyle that they talk about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You turn on the radio, or like you turn on the radio, you listen to like a trap song. It's repetitive. It's
Right.
repetitive, 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 and it's almost like we getting ghetto gagged with it.
Right.
and it's to the point to where okay, that's it right now. Okay, I guess I ain't got no choice. That's what's hot. Okay, I ain't got no choice.
Right.
And some people who got skill, who are actually dope, and that's all they see on social media. It's sad, but that's what they gravitate to,
Right.
which I believe they shouldn't do. They should stick to they should stick to what they feel, because music is it can be what you, it's all about what you feel, and you should let it out.
Right.
You shouldn't just clinch on to what's hot. Now you can, but I think it'd be better if you gravitate to it and put your own style to it.
Yeah.
That's my motto. I live by that. I clinch on to what's good, or how can I put my own twist on it.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense, man.
Henceforth, henceforth, that's how the bass slides came out.
Right.
I look at what was look at what was out there at the time. I look at people that inspired me. I figured out how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, there you go.
Right. I feel you on that. Now, here's the thing, though. From what you so speaking about that, because I know that sometimes you got to make stuff for the industry that people will gravitate to, even though it's better, to focus on your own sound. But
yes.
From what you've heard and what you listen to, what do you feel like the production trend is now these days, wrapping up in 2020? What do you feel like is the sound everybody's like trying to kind of capture or capitalize on?
Man, I don't know, because I sense a bit of a shift in production.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a shift, and I'm trying to distinguish what it is.
Okay.
Now, I feel like music is going back. It's not that it ever left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think music has ever left. I don't think we've been shown what the real music is.
Right.
Can I chime on that? Can I chime on that right
Yeah.
quick?
Go ahead.
Oh, Mimi, go ahead.
Mimi's on deck. Go ahead.
Come on, Mimi.
Oh no, I feel also that people, like you just get ready to say, DeMar, that they're going back. I think a lot of musicians, they're going back to the old ways of music. And and I feel that that's the trend right now. They're going, because a lot of songs that I hear as a consumer, not a person who does music, beats and all this, as a consumer, I feel from the oldies are coming back, and they kind of putting their own spin on, like you said earlier, putting their own spin. It's okay to go back and use other people's beats and music, but they're putting their own spin on it. And I'm hearing a lot of that on the radio. Because I'm thinking there's like a song that my mom played or my brothers played. And I'm thinking, oh no, they put a little spin on it. And I think that's what they're doing nowadays. They're going back and they're putting their own spin on stuff. Which is nothing wrong with it. I see nothing wrong with it. Yeah. And but it is, I think they're going back. The trend is going back to the Earth, Wind and Fire, the oldies. Going back to the oldies, and they're bringing their own spin back. And it like I teach school, so I'm dealing with a lot of kids. A lot of them don't know some of the stuff that's out there now is being regenerated. It's coming back. It's something back in the day. It's no longer. It's something that we used, and it's coming back. The stylist from the old days is coming back, and they think it's brand new. No, it's not. So that's my opinion, thought on that.
Okay, let me ask you this, Mimi. So, what do you know of any song titles or anything like that that you feel like follows that trend of going back?
See, and that's my issue. I can sing a song from word to word, but ask me a title, I can't tell you. I can, if it's played on the radio, I can sing it from the beginning, middle to the end. But it's like, okay, what did you just? I don't know. I don't know. It could be the ADHD part of me in life. But that's how I am. So if I hear a song, and I think also I'm trying to think of see, I'm having a brain freeze right now. But yeah, I'm like that. I can hear a song. I can, like I said, the beginning, middle to the end. But ask me a title of it, nah, I can't do it.
Okay.
I can help you out. I can help Mimi out with that.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a group that's been out for years. There's a group that's been out by the name of Tuxedo. They always kept it funky.
Tuxedo, okay.
Tuxedo.
Okay.
Now, these dudes kept it funky. They played with Zap.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they have production work by if I'm not mistaken, they probably got some with Pharrell.
Mm,
Major producers, man, and
right.
they've been out with for years. DJ Battle Cat, I'm telling you, these dudes are off the chain.
Mm,
Now, those dudes, if you look those up, Tuxedo,
right.
there's not one song you can listen to that you are not going to dance because each and every last one of them I listen to, it's nothing but funk, and I end up shrugging my shoulders or bobbing my head while I'm rolling down the street. I'm bumping them, and as well as other like modern funk. Modern funk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see who you can put in modern funk. You can put what's Mark Upton, Bruno
Okay.
Mars, Tuxedo.
Yeah.
It's a production group called Opo Lopo.
Okay.
They can okay, you can give them a regular one of your songs and they can remake it and put a real funky twist to it. You
Right.
can add DJ Battle Cat in there because he real funky too.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. But yeah. So you are. So when you're talking about that, you're kind of talking about that trend that kind of I feel like kind of was started, and I say trend started by Bruno Mars as far as like borrowing that funk sound. Is that? Do you feel like that's sort of the trend that's still on the rise right now?
Oh, I wouldn't say, well, let's see. Let me see. Should I say, well, I say it's on the rise, but not like it's the main thing. You know, it's hints of it in music.
Right. Because I think I asked that because I remember the whole thing that Bruno Mars kind of capitalized with the 24 karat magic, and before that,
Right.
he had that this hit that ice cold, that ice day, that right go, that one,
Yep.
and that was sort of like a funky 80s vibe, and
Yeah.
then. But what I expected didn't really happen. I expected a lot more people to do that sound, but they
As I did
didn't.
too.
And, and
As
I
I did too.
and I didn't really see a lot of people do that. And I have an interesting caveat about that, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to that caveat. But and then I heard that song by Doja Cat that's called "Say So."
Yes.
That is on that same genre style right there. But
Yes.
what's very interesting to me right now, if I don't know if you noticed, and I may even end up cooking up something like that tonight, was the whole K-pop movement. How familiar are you with the K-pop movement?
Now I'm not really. I'm aware of it, and I heard some music. I'm not really that big into it, but I'm aware of it.
Oh,
The K-pop, man. Okay, so the K-pop, man. Some people. Oh man, I hate to say this, but you can put K-pop, man. That takes me back to the right around NSYNC, Backstreet Boys.
right, right. Yeah, they are totally on that frequency right now, from what I've heard. But a lot of them just sound like '90s R&B,
Yep.
and they're rolling with it. And it's just very interesting that sound is a discarded sound by us. Now, I'll put it this way: that's our sound, right?
Hmm.
And I'm just gonna put race out there. That was our sound, R&B. I'm just gonna put that
Okay.
out there, right? Of course, everybody
Right.
can do it, but that's ours.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay, so but we moved on from it popularly, meaning
Okay.
we transitioned on to more of the after the '90s R&B thing. We transitioned into 2000s. That's when Lil Jon started kicking in. That's when that
Hmm.
trap music kind of started kicking in, and then of course the whole world went on that wavelength too as well. But
Yep.
what's interesting to me is the amount of success these K-pop bands are doing older style, and the support that they're getting from, and we're like our demographic, we're more on trap soul, alternative R&B. We're
Why do you
Hmm.
think that's happening? Why do you think that's it?
Why do I think that's happening? I think that's happening because I hate to say this, but I think people are used, and I guess I could say this. I don't think I'll say this. I think the world is used of us used to black people sounding amazing. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I say that as in like we've always been able to sing. That was kind of our thing, right? We've
Yeah.
always had that. and but it's not sensational because it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sensational when you sound black and you don't look black.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
For instance, I'll reference Eminem. Okay. Now Eminem, and trust me, I'm a multiracial guy. I hang out with everybody. I'll go out with everybody. All
Yeah,
that.
you do.
I live
You
that
do.
life. I got pictures and proof to show it. But anyway, the point of what I'm saying is that music wise, it's just like I remember the whole Eminem thing. Dr. Dre discovering Eminem.
Right.
Now, Eminem is talented, but
Yes.
what made him stand apart was of his race.
It's being
Yes.
white and doing what black people do.
Okay. Now he crossed over. Now he didn't pretend, but then again, he didn't pretend to be black either. And I think that
Mhm.
made everybody respect more. But it's just something
Respect him.
sensational about people of different races doing things culturally that we do
Mhm.
Yeah.
that stands out more. And it's just kind of always been a trend. I'm not quite sure where it comes from. Eubank says, like, I feel you. And I really wonder about that that trend. It's very fascinating. It's fascinating. It's almost like, I'm gonna put it this way, and it's gonna sound sexist, but I'm gonna put it this way.
Mhm.
When you see a female music producer on the internet,
Mhm.
okay, and a lot are very talented, but most people aren't going to pay attention to the female music producers based on the beat, because
Based
based that is the actual female music producer. And honestly, the only people that really care are the majority
Yeah.
of male music producers out there. Like, oh, check her, oh yeah, that's hot. Um, and it's just an interesting thing. So, like I said, but going back to my first point, as far as and there's less. Okay, Janky says there's less stigma when the melanin is removed from the equation. I do agree with that, and I'm not the
Yeah.
and but here's the thing. Like, I hate using and maybe it's to my detriment, but I hate using my race or demographic being the reason why I deal with certain challenges or why I haven't
Yeah.
made something. I hate using that,
Mhm.
and it could be a legitimate reason, but I don't like to use that as a reason.
Okay.
Because the more I mentally believe that, the more I excuse myself from not making it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
I'm
Yeah.
black,
Yeah.
so I guess I am supposed to deal with more challenges. No, I just don't like that.
Mhm.
And that's where that pops into. But I just look at these K-pop acts, and I want to know more about them. And I can listen
Mhm.
to them for a hot second. Um, and like, yeah, they sound good. They dope, and they're talented. They
Oh
talented, and
yeah.
they got that pop. And I just I don't know if you've ever been on Facebook where you see the Asian choir singing black gospel.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I saw.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
And it's but see that's stimulating. That gives you a dopamine kick because you're looking at that and you're looking at people who are, quote, not supposed to sound like that, sounding like that.
Right.
And not only are they sounding like that, they are
Mhm.
committed to it and are doing it.
Dillio, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are they talented because they're different, or are they talented because they're talented?
I think they're
Mm.
talented. They are talented because they are talented.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I think it's twofold. They are talented because they are talented.
Okay.
They are noticed more because they are different.
Okay.
Aha.
Okay, it's the and I think it goes for African Americans too, or black people too. Like, if we pull off something that we're not known for doing normally,
Yeah.
we'll stand out.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We'll stand out. So
Let me
if
give you a couple examples on that. Charlie Pride, Darius Rucker.
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know who they are. Yes.
Mhm.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so but it's just like I said. I think the world is desensitized to African Americans, or I'll just say black people in general, doing music because we've always been good at it. And
Right.
so, when you look at, and I'm going to say a stereotype, and I'm saying this as stereotype. Um, when I'm gonna say the stereotype, and this is not a strike against Asian people and stuff like that, but the stereotype is you are to be in education or some sort of more traditional field
Mm-hmm.
and excel in that.
Yep.
We don't bat an eye to that.
Not at
Yeah.
all.
But if you're in that demographic singing soul music, classic R&B, we're like, what? And then you vibe out in
Yeah.
your voice like how we do. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. But in that sensation, and it goes back to Snow. I remember Snow, the rapper, Vanilla Ice, and then Snow
the problem?
Informer. That guy.
Oh,
Which
never heard of it.
repeat that again? Say it again.
So Snow, who sung the song Informer.
Never heard of him.
Okay. Oh, he sung the song. He says Informer. I think is there someone down there.
Oh, yes.
The artist's
Yes.
name was Snow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Okay.
you had a white rapper sounding like a straight up boom boom clot Jamaican.
Right.
Okay, sensational. So, so I think that I don't know. It just has a pop. Vanilla Ice was dope. Yeah, Snow's that Canadian guy. Yeah, so it's just a pop. But that
Mhm.
I don't know even how we got on that tangent. But
But
go ahead.
but you said something. You were in a competition, I think a beat battle, maybe some couple months ago, and a female won it. And I went back to listen to some of their stuff, and even though I'm a Dillio fan, but
Right.
I felt, okay, how did she win? And then I thought maybe because she is female, that's the reason why she won. It kind of like
Hey.
this. That's because I went back. I'm not when it comes to the beats and all this and that. I'm a listener. I'm a consumer.
Right. Yeah, consumer.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Not a participant in it. But when I went back and looked at the person who won, I was like, is it because she's female, black and female, or is it,
Mhm.
again, going back, is she talented?
He's talented.
Right.
So,
I
so
think it's,
that's
yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
little bit of both.
Yep.
I
I was
will
gonna say
say, I'll say this from my perspective. I think as far as music producers are concerned, females are able to get a little bit more pop because they are female. They're doing something they're not normally seen doing,
Yep.
but are very talented. And
Very
honestly,
talented.
and I'm gonna go on this too because I was talking to some major producers who have done a lot of good stuff, right? And the common thread that I got from these major music producers who have made it was that things worked out.
mm-hmm.
Right place, right time. I got lucky. Things worked
Right.
out. And so what that did was that changed my whole perspective on, well, then what does it take to make it?
Yeah.
And it also
Mhm.
changed my perspective on not being so hard on myself. Because if all these producers who I talk to say, hey, man, you got it. Your stuff is dope. You just don't have the
Yeah.
right connection. Okay, I think I get it because the way y'all talking like it just worked out for y'all.
Right.
But it worked out
Yep.
in such a way that enables them to be full time in it.
Yeah.
So across the board, so when I look at that across the board, whether you're male or female, things, the world is so big
Mm-hmm.
that as you pursue it, somebody's going to make a connection somewhere and it's going to work out.
Yeah.
The world is just big like that. It's almost like if you were born one year versus another, because the way things happen the first year can affect your outcome versus you being born another year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that plays a role. So I try to look more on it from that angle because if I
Mhm.
look at it right in front of me, if I look right in front of me like, this dude had a father that bought him equipment when he was 12. This girl is a female. Oh, this producer had dreadlocks. Oh, this producer didn't have dreadlocks. There's so many variables involved that a lot of it is a little bit of grind, but there's also some workout, things working out involved. And
Yeah.
I struggle with that, y'all, because that is the thing I can't buy a course for. I can't
Right.
buy it.
Right.
I can pray for it, and that still doesn't necessarily
Right.
mean it's guaranteed.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and in knowing that is it's important to get back to being happy and learning how to
Uh.
live your freaking life, whether you
Yes.
got it or not.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
And
Yep.
that's gonna that takes practice and that takes
I agree
time.
to say that takes practice. I agree to say that
Yes.
takes
It takes
practice and time.
Yeah, it takes practice
Yes.
and it takes time. And I don't know if y'all noticed. I think I talked to Mimi about this, but tomorrow one of the things I'm doing, and I think I talked to Anna about this too. What I'm about to do is I'm
Mm.
about to go to all the studios that I can find on Google Maps.
You told me about this.
I'm going to knock on the door and I'm going to ask somebody some questions. I'm going to say, "Hey, hey, I'm here. What are your rates for your studio?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a tour?
Mm-hmm.
And also, do you know anybody here that has some information to help me advance myself as a music producer?"
Mm.
I'm going to flat out ask that. Now, I do have fear. The fear is, man, get the fuck out of my studio. What the fuck? Okay.
Right. Right.
And the fear of appearing to be a nobody.
Oh.
No one,
Oh.
no one wants to appear a nobody.
Right. You
That's
said it
true.
right there.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say the N word. Okay. So for those that no one wants to appear to be that nigga off the street trying to get on.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I know that I got to do something different that I ever did before, and it scares the hell
Yep.
out of me. So it must be something I need to do
Yep.
because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know who's going to laugh at me out there. Like I said, it's easy for me to block somebody laughing on me on the internet because everybody can just type a laugh or type a hate. They can type that, and you can block it and you move on. But when you got that stuff in your face, that even requires a thicker skin than you ever had before.
It does. It does.
And and I come from a platform, coming from a platform where I'm somebody or somewhat somebody. And it's like I said, you can believe you're somebody all you want, but that doesn't obligate the person that don't know you to think you're somebody.
Go ahead. That's deep. That is deep. Yes.
That doesn't
Yeah.
obligate. So,
That's deep.
but the reason I'm wanting to try that is one, I never tried that before. Two, I'm tired of looking at YouTube videos on how to make it. I'm tired of looking at talk shows, how to make it. I'm tired of looking at courses. I done got kicked out of a course.
You did.
I'm tired of talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So
You
what is
did.
You
it?
got
So
kicked out of a course? D, hold up.
yeah, I don't
You
want to.
got kicked out of a course?
Let's put it this way: I asked the wrong questions.
You did.
I asked the wrong questions, and I got kicked out of the course. I'll tell you a quick story about it because I don't. It's not my way to name or do anything. But I'll put it this way.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. I said this on IG.
Okay.
I said, why is there so many music marketing gurus online who do not sell music themselves?
He got
Okay.
exiled. He got
Okay. I'll repeat it.
Oh!
I said, why is there so many music marketing gurus online that do not sell records themselves? Okay. For the first time, I heard from this person send me a DM shortly after I posted that, in response to that post,
Yeah, he did. Yep.
telling me,
Oh my God.
telling me they're not that.
What?
Yeah. Now this
But see,
individual,
mind you, he didn't mention anybody's name, but he took it to heart.
it was on a DM. I got hit back on a DM. Now I never heard from this person respond to any story I posted. We've been following each other for a long time. I post beat videos, and for the first time, I heard something.
Yeah.
Long story short, I ended up getting kicked out of the course
He did. He did.
because I started asking the wrong questions.
Mm.
But it's not my way to out. It's not my way to out someone. So I'm just going to speak
Right.
about my experience.
No, not expecting that.
Right. But I was kicked out. Hey, EP. Good to see you,
D, look,
man.
let me say this.
Go
I'm
ahead.
not laughing at the fact that you got kicked out
I
of the
no
course.
laugh, please, please laugh, because it's funny.
Because listen. It's not the fact that this dude got, because look, it's real deep because you said something. Soon as you said, why is there so many people on my courses that don't sell music themselves? That's damn near all you see.
Yeah, speak on that.
That's damn near all you see. Why are you in the field when you ain't even got your feet wet?
Right, right.
That's what I don't get.
So, and it was I had a metaphor for it. Selling bread.
You did.
Okay.
Okay. How am I going to teach you how to sell bread if I don't actively sell bread myself?
Uh,
And on top of that, it ain't like I used to sell bread, and then I sold $100,000 in bread, and now I came out with a course. I never sold bread myself as the bread maker. So let's switch music for bread. Let's switch music for bread. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What do I look like if I can convince you, I can teach you how to sell your own bread, but I do not regularly sell honey bread, buttermilk bread,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Well, damn! If you're gonna teach me how to do it, let me see how much bread you sell. Not using a major
Exactly.
distributor, not getting your
Uh-oh.
bread placed on someone else's project.
Uh-oh.
How much bread do you sell?
None.
Mm, mm,
And
None.
so
not now.
right, not now getting your bread placed in somebody's restaurant, that's a whole different thing.
Mm.
But I think it's hard. I think there are a lot of bread makers out there. Let's switch out bread makers for musicians and artists. Okay?
Okay.
There are a lot of bread makers that want to sell bread.
Yes.
There are a lot of artists that want to sell their music.
Yes.
And there are a lot of bread makers that make bread on their own. They download the bread making software for free. They download bread
Mm,
making ingredients for free, samples and all that stuff. They collab.
mm-hmm.
But you're not teaching them, but then you're telling them, hey, I know how to do this for you. You teach you how to do it. But I'm not
Yeah.
doing it myself. And that was the whole thing. I don't even know how I got on this. But
It needs to be heard. Somebody needed to hear
Yeah.
that, Dillio. Somebody needed to hear that.
so it's a and that's when okay, and that's what got me back to actually going out. I'm gonna run into some crap, and I'm probably gonna run into more people that don't know what the heck they doing, because that seems like that's what the whole situation is. Nobody has it all figured out. But the
Right.
problem is that marketers and even myself have to do this. So I'm going to play and say, hey, I'm guilty. I'll just say I'm guilty. But there's a world just on YouTube alone where you're trying to look out for your where you're trying to look for a solution to your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get a video answering the question to your problem.
Mm-hmm.
But more often than not, you're going to hear somebody that may give you a few tips, the top 10 tips on how to sell bread,
Right.
and then bring you into a selling bread masterclass.
Yep.
And then when you want to ask more questions that you're not supposed to ask, now we're going to upsell you to consultation and mentorship.
That's true.
Me and Mimi both laughed at that.
But that's the game.
That's the game.
I didn't know that was the game. I'm like,
Dillio, what did you tell me to look out for? Was that what you just said? What to look out for when people are trying to sell stuff? There's certain lingo they actually
the
speak of?
upsell.
Yes.
The upsell. Okay. And that's what happened. I said, I was like, I appreciate it. I know you're running the business, but why is it every time I keep asking you a question about stuff, you keep upselling me?
Ooh. That sure enough piss him off there.
Well, I don't. Well, I like I said, and maybe and I had a name. I was called this and that. Wasn't called nothing racial or nothing. But long story short, I asked the wrong questions, and this is post me making an investment in that person, showing in good faith that that person can teach me what I needed to know.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay, so long story short, don't ask the wrong questions, but that leads me to believe that. But here's the truth, and this is where I can bring it home at, and I'll say this. The interesting thing is that the world, what we forget, and even for me, is especially where I'm at, all I can see is the city of Atlanta, right? I see Atlanta, I see Atlanta, I see Atlanta. There's such a big world out there. And there's so many more people in the world that could be the actual correct connection that you need to be. The problem for me in the past, and even I still struggle with this, is the connection of, all right, this person, it didn't work out with this person.
Okay.
But there are more people that I have not met that could be the right person.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The right person. But when you have but the problem is, it's like when you run into enough bad people, you start thinking they all bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
You just say
trust issues.
I'm just not gonna trust nobody. I'm gonna stay to myself. I'm gonna keep to myself, because just about everybody who I helped out, just about everybody who I helped out, I made them sound good.
They turned out to be foul.
Well, they take their gift that I given to them and walk off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And let me check with EP real quick. This is a fellow fool. So he says, I remember walking demo CDs to every ad agency I could find listed, who creative directors were, and up-and-coming producer directors, independent films. It's about willing to be grind, my friend. Yes, exactly. And that I feel like is my missing element at this point.
Yeah.
Not the courses, not the YouTube videos, not the forums, but finding the right relations. I feel like I lack I'm gonna put the sentence is, I feel like I lack relationship. Okay, connecting with the right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say something. Go ahead and finish what you're gonna say.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna say something.
I lack relationship, meaning that I don't think I've ran into enough closed doors yet physically.
Yes.
To get to the next step. I've ran into a lot of people on the internet.
Yes.
And I may have met some people at these hood events here in Atlanta.
There you go.
But
there you go.
There's still, I don't know. I just feel like there's something more to the picture that I don't know.
It is.
It is, D.
So you go ahead with what you were saying.
See, and I'm glad you're talking about this, because I felt the same way. I felt like I could do it all myself, and I didn't even know that much. So I'm gonna be honest. When I met you, when we first came in contact, I'm like, cool.
Right.
But how can this dude help me? I got further into the YouTube channel. Back in the days where you was just, you ain't care. I mean, I know you still don't, but now you can't really say certain stuff back when you were just letting them know.
Right.
And then, and then I met some more people.
Right.
Like Gray Keys. Then more other people, like more producer friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that broadened it. You know what I'm saying? Now we like a full community. We like one big family now. And we just passing off information. And I'm still learning myself.
Right.
I learned from you. I learned from Gray. I learned from other producers like Midi. A lot of people, man. A lot of people. And I say that's a key factor, man.
Yeah.
So it's just that, like you said, it's a big world, and you got to go out there. Of course, physically.
Yeah.
But damn COVID, man.
Right. I agree, but let me just give a shout out to Diane Parker, who I spoke with in VR Alt Space today. Hello, Diane Parker. Just want to give you a quick shout out. Piggybacking on that point, DeMar. Yeah, I think COVID's got a lot of stuff crazy, but guess what? People are still going out and doing stuff and networking out here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to these studios and an EP. I don't know if EP's still here, but I would like to learn from him on places I need to knock on because I know there's people here in this city. One of the things I forgot, and life will make you do that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is the whole reason why I moved here. And I have made some success. I can't sit here and tell y'all, tell everybody in the chat that I have not pulled off anything at all. That would be an absolute 100% lie if I haven't pulled off anything off. But what I do know is that I've just ran into a lot of people here that just kind of soak up everything you have to give them, and then they kind of walk off into the sunset.
Walk off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had not to out. I'll put it this way: there was a group who had a popular dance that, and one member was here in where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's my thing: I was trying to rub elbows, right? And I was like, "Yeah, come on, I'll record you. Yeah, I got you. And sometimes, and that worked because if I did that back in Florida, I wouldn't have got my first placement. And I'm gonna put a bookmark. I'm gonna put a pin right there. I'm gonna bounce back to that. But there were other artists and musicians here. Like I know some Grammy awarding producers that I would come in and engineer for, thinking that would lead to something.
Yep.
But all it did was just lead to nowhere, because all that person was really interested in is if I could do engineer work for them, and they weren't that interested in paying me. And I wasn't coming in like I was an intern, not knowing how to do something. I came in with years of experience. So why are we up in here treating me like I'm an intern and it's so hard to pay, and you supposed to be
with very little words said?
Yeah. Okay, that's what we're doing. And unfortunately, and then I've met other people that I don't believe that they meant ill. But maybe simply did not have the tools or connections that they appeared to have, simply based on what they achieved in the past. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna rub elbows with this person because this person got this. Okay, I'm gonna rub elbows with that person because that person got that. Okay, yeah, all right. So I'm gonna try and get myself in the door. Rewind back to 2002, 2003, 2004. I was working with a couple of friends of mine. We was making a rap CD, and they happened to know people from Bone Thugs.
Okay.
And that led to the relationship that got my CD to somebody who will walk my music in the door. I talked to a producer less than a week ago and talking about, he said, man, you got to have somebody that's willing to walk your music in the door. I have not had somebody since then to walk my music or beats into the door to anybody serious. That's what I'm looking for. That's the connection I'm trying to find out about. And that's the thing. And so it goes back to the whole connection. So what I'm trying to figure out is, what does my connections look like? Because if you notice, a lot of people who are making it and eating, they're doing it. They're not sharing their connections.
They're not.
No, they're not.
They're not.
They're not. And I respect the game. I respect that. I don't take it personal. Maybe at a younger age, I may have felt that way because I didn't have the right tools and mindset to process that and realize, okay, they got their connections. I got to go find my own some kind of way.
So you feel walking into the door is going to give you that connection?
I think walking in the door I'll put it this way. All I can tell you from this point is that walking in the door will get me different data / knowledge than I get off of freaking YouTube.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna give me different data. Somebody's gonna say something that'll help talk to somebody else I don't know.
Okay.
I think there are right things around us that we don't know where they're at.
Yes.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can respect people protecting their connections. And yeah, it's like products and vendors. Like, and I'm not going to say I can prove this, but think about going to the beauty supply store. If you're African American, you probably know where a beauty supply store is located. right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that beauty supply store, they got all those hair products, and it's ran by our Asian brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it real, all right?
Yeah.
They got vendors.
Mm-hmm.
They got
Yeah.
vendors. And I bet you they would turn their head with you. I don't think they would even hide the answer from you. But they would turn your head into you instead of you asking, "Hey, where's that wave grace at? Hey, um, I want to start my own hair selling store. Who's your vendor?
Yeah.
What? Okay. Oh, you want what? They'd be like, I can't tell you. Somebody gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna tell you. Hey, I'll pay you $100 to tell me where that vendor is. Okay.
Yeah.
The beauty. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, I said okay. I don't want to go backwards, but in the conversation. So, do you think that again, dealing with race, you think African American people don't share mostly than other races when it comes to that?
I
You
I
think?
think I think that is. I think that is.
Okay.
From the African
Yeah.
American side, we have a bad habit of looking like of really trying hard not to look like where we came from.
Okay. Mm.
Meaning,
Yeah.
we like to look like we have money because
Yes.
a lot of us look like
Woo!
we don't. Okay,
Hey,
we like to do that, and I get that, and I get
Mm-hmm.
that.
come on, D.
And even I'm guilty of that sometimes because I like to I don't know. But my riches is more in my imagination than what I buy.
Yes.
Because I do things called, and I think I was talking to a few people about it. I think I talked to Anna about this. I talked to me about this in passing. Tomorrow I might have mentioned this to you. I like to do rich walking.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
rich walking.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead explain. Go ahead explain.
Rich walking is being somewhere affluent and walking like you're supposed to be there. Feeling like you can afford
He
that
tells me with that. Yes.
Yeah.
$1,700 rent loft that's on the East Side Trail Beltline down on the East Side Trail by Pond City Market in Atlanta, Georgia. Tomorrow
Yeah.
I went to Pond City Market. Everything in there is expensive. And
Okay.
I went to the Chinese restaurant and had me some General Tso's chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I had a glass of some nice cold Coke, and I sat there and I ate and I ordered my food like I'm supposed to be there.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that though, D. Because I did the same thing. I went inside Whole Foods not
Uh-oh.
too long
Don't talk
ago.
about Whole Foods.
I did. I went inside Whole Foods, boy. I felt like a rich white dude wearing some Dockers. I swear for God, chicken grease I
You
did.
felt like you made it, didn't you?
Woo! I didn't want to walk at that damn stove. Woo! Boy, I walk up in there and said, "Oh my goodness, this is nice." What should
Well,
I grab next?
and so let me see this. Let me read EP. EP comes in from Ireland. That's my dog. He says, "Have you come across any studio owners producing willing to be mentors only what they can take from you?" EP, most of the time it's the latter. They can use or take from you. And I'm gonna talk about the 11th Street. Talk about a studio I went to in my time being an intern there. I'm gonna bounce back to that. And EP,
You
but that's
told me that
what I'm
story.
trying to find is the first owner producers willing to be mentors. Um, Going back to what I was talking about, yeah. I mean, I would rich walk, and I did some rich
Mhm.
walking today. I went to the nice
You did?
place, and I was walking out there like, yeah, I can probably buy that loft over there. Yeah, that's my BMW in that parking lot. Like, yeah, oh yeah, this ain't nothing new.
You did. Yes.
Hey,
I was rich walking so hard. I was looking at the lofts over there, and just shopping. How much this cost? Okay, 17 for a studio. Okay. Oh, 3,000 for 3 bedrooms over here. Okay. I mean, the name hit me today. I just called it rich walking.
Yeah. Yeah. You shared that.
Yeah.
Yes.
hey,
What's up?
I do the same thing because when I go to the nearest town where I work in,
Uh huh.
I'll go right on the west side because that's where all the rich people work.
And you just feel
That's
that. You
that's
just feel that shit, right?
that's where the rich people, dude. That's where all the rich people live. And I look, I can pass for white because of the truck I drive. I drive an old Chevy Silverado. They don't expect no black dude drive that. I roll right over there and act like I just walked right out of one of them doggone three hundred thousand
Right.
dollar homes,
Right.
boy.
But
And
that
they still building over there.
right. And that comes back down to the culture of looking like, we don't like to look like we don't have and I think that
Yeah.
goes back to the community itself having trouble helping each other in the community. Going back to EP's comment, have I come across any studio owners, producers willing to be mentors? That is what I'm trying to find out. EP. That's what I think knocking on doors is find out. I think that the people who are working are not making content.
Mm,
They're not making
mm,
content. So
mm.
you know,
I'm guilty. I'm
yeah.
guilty, D. That's me.
So yeah, so
I ain't gonna deny it.
I want mentorship, and that's the whole thing. Like I want mentorship, but I'm not trying to drop thousands of dollars. There are a lot of mentors on YouTube who have these marketing programs in place that want to charge you north of $2,000
Mm-hmm.
for mentorship,
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
and I considered it because I want this that bad. I considered it. I want it that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pimp Daddy. Yeah, I remember that. That was the best Cadillac. Long short story, real quick. Gonna put bookmark on that. Back when I was in college, I wrote with EP, and EP had this Pimp Daddy Cadillac. Me and my college buddies and him, we all stuffed ourselves in this Cadillac and went all over the town. It was crazy. We was acting a fool. It was good times. It was good times. But yeah, so that goes back into I'm gonna make that a song. Don't y'all take that. Right.
Hey, you Cadillac. I think I'm ahead of you, bro.
Yeah, red there. Ruby red Cadillac. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that goes back into finding out what is beyond the YouTube, what is beyond the links, what is beyond Clubhouse, Instagram, what is beyond that, because there's so much
Yeah.
everybody's pointing back to the internet. Everybody's pointing back to the internet, but it just seems like, and I'm gonna speculate because I don't know, so I will be wrong. Like we know about the Cash Money AP, right? We know about
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
internet money,
Yep.
Yep.
right? I don't know their stories, but somewhere along the line, I don't know if they were found on the internet. I don't know,
Yeah.
but there is a connection made somewhere. There's
Yeah.
a connection somewhere physically.
Yeah.
Somebody had to meet somebody somewhere.
Yep. To
Yep.
get that
Yep.
thing started.
Yeah, yeah. Let me see what
I
this
think so.
Tyrone says real quick. So my question: what is your advice for net sales for those who have been out of it because we walked rich and came back middle class, single class?
Ah,
Blacks?
that was ooh. Ooh.
Dang. Hold up.
Ooh.
Let me make sure I got this straight. So many questions. So the question is, what is your advice for net sales for those who have been out of it because we walked rich and came back middle class, single class,
Or poor.
black,
Or poor.
or came back
Right.
poor, right? Well then you got it. Then if you coming back, if you rich walking and coming back poor, then you mismanaging your money first. You're not managing your money. I rich walking ate
Yeah.
at a nice restaurant because I hustled and I could afford it. That's what happened there. But
First off, you got to get out of that mentality.
well, I mean, like I said, you got to feel that, see that. You can come back. I don't know if we can come back middle class from that. I think that if you always believe it and feel it, coming back poor, no coming back poor corporate. I think I might be missing the context. Not coming back poor corporate. For net sales, I guess
So I think he's trying to say, I guess my opinion of it, he's trying to say that when he left the scene, because he's coming out of the scene and he left walking rich. When he came back on the scene, he's now that middle class. The richness is gone now. He's back to the middle class, single black.
Okay, so you left the field and coming back to hip hop. Okay. When you make that choice, then you take on the accountability of being more strong mentally, because you don't get to afford yourself the same comfort as you did previously in corporate.
Right.
You got the comfort in corporate, but you didn't get the fulfillment in corporate. That's why you're back in music. That's why I know people who make more money than me who's still interested in music now, because that's where fulfillment is.
Mm-hmm.
You left walking, okay, not good local sales. So sales is a number game. Sales has always been a number game.
Right.
You have to separate yourself emotionally from the sales. That's why I have to separate myself emotionally from the videos I upload, because I was emotionally attached to the videos I uploaded, because if they did not do good, if people did not look at them, then, oh crap, why the heck am I on YouTube in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is a numbers game. Sales is a numbers game. Sales is show it to 1,000 people, find 100 that are interested, find 10 that actually buy it.
Right.
That's sales. So if you understand sales in that mentality, you're going to be fine. And then also know that rule can break too. That you might have sold 10 to the first 1,000 people you sold to, and then run into 1,000 people and nobody buy nothing. Then you got to adapt and adjust. So that's how sales work. So it's always a numbers game, and that's why I'm thinking numbers. Like, so if I know 10 studios here, my hopes is that one points me in another direction that will lead me to a different experience than I've had my time here. Going to those different studios and finding one to connect me in the way that I need to be connected. That's all that is. Because I've watched thousands of YouTube videos. I've seen a lot of forums. I spent hundreds on courses. I spent money on courses and got kicked out. So maybe I might need to try something a little different than I've done in the past. It's not, and I tell people, I'm not trying to be mad at the world. I'm not trying to blame the devil. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm taking an objective look at myself to see what can I do differently to yield a different result than I've done in the past. Everybody's on groups on Facebook. Everybody's talking about how great Clubhouse. I get that. Everybody's talking about how great all these platforms are. You got Gary Vee talking about, and people are getting discovered. That's great, but the likelihood of that is slim.
Yes.
So what am I doing? There's nobody even documenting themselves going to the studios like doing this. There's nobody even doing that.
Right.
I don't need somebody to teach me how to slide 808s. I don't need somebody to teach me how to mix. I don't need that type of content. That's for the beginner. There's a big market for that.
So what do you need? So what do you need?
What I need is to see somebody grinding from the ground up from zero, who's actually already good at that stuff of what I'm good at, and finding their way into the level, not based on their popularity on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because people say, "Oh, this is easy to me," but you over 100 million subscribers.
But sometimes that's not actually true. You know, there's ways of getting that many.
Yeah. Greasy, you're gonna have to rewind the video to see why I got kicked out. I wasn't a good boy. Long story short. EP, let me answer your question.
So
I wasn't a good boy and asked the wrong questions and called a cynic for it.
You're so stupid. Okay.
EP, you said, what is your primary goal, creating or producing? Have you been working on brand sound for yourself? Are you still creating samples? When I started, my mentor asked me what was my goal. So EP, to answer your question, my primary goal is to generate a greater amount of income regularly than I do for my day job from my musical talents and skills.
Right.
I want to say producing, but EP, to answer your question, creating and producing, I feel like there's so much overlap between creating and producing that it's hard for me to tell you, yeah, that's what I need to do, or that's what I want to do.
Straight up.
Have you been working on a brand sound for yourself? I have been working on a brand, but and I have a brand. I mean, I got branding. I have logos and sonic branding. I got that. Um, I got nice pictures. I have clothes from Fashion Nova. You know, I got, but I need but I don't have connection.
Yeah.
I don't have connection. Are you still creating samples? Yes, I'm about to release a 90s loop library in January. It's supposed to be in December. And
Uh,
I'm about to double down on creating loops and sounds for producers. I do believe I have a market there. I've had great past
Mhm.
success in that. Chemicals was a very great success over the years.
Mhm.
It still sells to this day. Actually, it's sold today. Um, yeah,
Yay.
and I rejoice in that. You
yeah.
know, I mean, okay. Sound style that is yours. Okay, if you, I mean a sound style that is yours. Composing as we call. I believe I do have a sound. EP.
Yeah, you got a sound.
My sound is Deep Forest Enigma cross
Oh
Timbaland and Pharrell.
man, it is that to the T.
So you got your ethereal new age 90s new age influence, um um and then just the hard hitting well mixed sound that you hear from a Timbo track or
Mhm.
um a track like that. It's like Timbaland sprinkled influences with French European new age composers. It's like that's what's my influence because I grew up while everybody was growing up on hip hop. I couldn't let kids listen to what I listened to because I was made fun of it. While everybody was listening
Yeah.
to hip
Yep.
hop, I was listening
Hmm.
to um what is love, baby, don't hurt
Hmm.
me no more. What is love?
The
Yeah,
house music, the club.
yeah. So I was listening to different stuff, and that's very important to me. So
Mhm.
it's a voice and EP. I definitely can continue developing uh uh my voice.
Yeah, because Dillio, you and I have discussed this. I think you're very diverse.
Right.
And I think you can go from a lot of people are stagnated in one genre or one type of
Yep.
music and they
Yes.
get stuck on that and they can't venture out of that.
Uh huh.
With you, you're very diverse. You can go even from country to hip hop to rap or whatever to pop to and I think that's why I enjoy about your music because you're very diverse. You
Hmm.
listen to stuff that as an African American, a black individual, would never thought about listening to.
Right.
And
Right.
I think that's very when it comes to music, being diverse and not being stagnated, not being stuck on one little thing. I think that's the best way to be a music producer, person
Yes.
in music.
Right.
You can jump back and forth.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
think that's the great thing about you and your music and your creativity.
Right. Yeah. And on top of that, what I always like to do is also try to keep an open mind, but also check the credibility of those who critique me. Right. Who may say that what I'm doing is not right. Hey man, you're doing the wrong thing. It's not
Hmm.
appealing. It's you know. And so actually I see someone in the comments making some comments about what I do. So what I'm going to do is see how they make their content. Because the first thing they'll always do when someone has suggestions about what I do is how are they doing on their platform?
Hmm.
How are they doing on their platform? And so um well, Felix, before I give an opinion on what I think on what you said, I want to look at your channel and see what you're doing. But the problem
Mm-mm.
is I can't even find your channel on YouTube. I can't even find your channel on YouTube, so I can't even. So thank you, but I can't even find your channel on YouTube. What I like to do is just see what are you doing and living that brings credibility to what you're saying. You know, um,
And can I say something on that?
go ahead.
That's usually how it be too. Usually the people who do the most critiquing is really not. They don't. That's usually how it is. They don't have anything to show for it.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's usually how it is.
No, well, I'm looking at no. I don't care about KBZ. I care about Felix Brown because KBZ's not here. Felix Brown is here. And the interesting thing is like when you critique the person who's critiquing you, then you're hurt. Then you're offended.
Yeah.
because because now you're giving back to the person that, and not saying that Felix Brown is doing this, but that typically what happens. So what I'm going to do is check KBZ's channel first, but I can't find it. So no offense, but I can't even do anything with that because again, a lot of times people come, like I've had a lot of people come in and say, "Hey man, what you're doing is wrong. You need to change this," and I appreciate the feedback, but always like to check on the feedback of what the person's actually doing.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Now, I don't know if you remember telling the story, but there's a video on your channel to where you remade a neo soul artist. You did a remake of the song,
Yeah.
and then one of them hip hop legend got a hold of it and did his own rendition of it. How did that come about?
Oh, that was during a time where celebrities really that was during a time back when YouTube was new, and
Okay.
celebrities interfaced with YouTubers. This is for celebrities monetize their platform to tell you about other people on their platform. And I did a remake of Jill Scott's Crown Royal, and a celebrity picked it up, and next thing you know, boom.
Man.
He did a song. He ripped the song off of YouTube and created a whole record from it.
Yeah.
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 So
And which leads to another question. You just said something where they ripped the beat off YouTube.
right.
Now, as of today, of being in a place where there's a lot of young people, there's a lot of kids that's like in their teens that's starting to do music. They don't have a way to get their beats besides taking them off YouTube, or they go to the studio with the free download thinking that it's free.
Right.
What's your opinion on that?
You're saying once again that the producer has a beat online, right?
Uh-huh.
And then they have a free download for it, and people still rip it.
Oh, they'll either well I say it like this.
Okay.
Either they'll go to the studio with the tag beat, they'll rip it off YouTube if there's not a choice for a free download. But if there's a free download, they'll go to the studio with the free download, and
Right.
they'll with the beat still tag, and they haven't either leased it or purchased it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they'll post it,
Right.
as that being their actual their single of that song, without the beat being leased or bought exclusively.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just part of the game.
Okay.
That's just part of the
Yeah.
game. Every producer knows that risk. Every producer should know that risk now when they put content, or
Yes.
every content creator should know the risk. There's always going to be somebody that's going to do something like that or critique what you're doing and say what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
There's always going to be someone that will do that, and so you just have to kind of live with that. Now, if you got your stuff content ID'd, you're straight because all they're going to do is re-upload to YouTube and other platforms. But even then, there's still ways around protection. It's just part of the process. So that which goes back to my thing is where you can copy what someone else does and still get a different result. So whether you got your stuff on YouTube or not, if it's on the internet, someone's going to try and find a way to record it and then take it and do what they want to do with it. So it's just part of the game. But to my knowledge, people who have to do that can't even afford the promotion necessary to create a buzz or to get the promotion they need to spread that record around. So that is what the deal is on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, content ID, does that only apply to YouTube, or is there any other places that applies?
YouTube's, I haven't seen it really applied anywhere else. And I think it's because the majority of people don't care where it's at.
Okay.
So I think that for the most part, I think for the most part, the YouTube content ID is undefeated. Only problem is that it's so undefeated that it will even hurt yourself if you try to. Like I put it this way, my content ID hurts me if I play my own music from the Love I've Seen or something like that. Yeah, it'll totally chop up the video and almost take it down. CD Baby will crack down so hard on me, it's not even funny. But I'm the owner of the copyright of the music.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
Yeah, yeah. So let me check this chat.
That's
Right,
what I
you
don't
said you
get.
can be the most talented producer, but consistently beats it every time. I definitely agree with that. That's a good point. That's a good point.
What was that? Repeat that again.
He says you can be the most talented producer, but consistency beats it every time.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. You know.
Yep.
Tyrone Chop, record or beats? I misunderstand your context. Record or beats? I'm going to say both. I'm going to say both, but yeah, that goes back to my point of knocking on doors. I know that knocking on physical doors, and going to places physically, is a very ancient technique
Yeah.
of moving forward. Because I know we're all internet. I just know that um, the internet. I wouldn't even say the internet's saturated. That's not the right word. I think that it's just there's a lot of noise on this platform. There's a lot of noise on this platform. There's a lot of just crosstalk, a lot of opinions, and there's so many people trying to put themselves on that it just doesn't make sense, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see. Tyrone says, meaning what you was knocking on doors or internet promo. I think both are good tools, but I think if you're not doing both, you're out of balance. And I think if I were to put a critique on myself, I would say, yeah, I got the internet, I do that, and I can do the same thing someone else does and get a totally different result.
Right.
But what I think I don't see myself doing, a lot of people just don't talk about going out and making connections like that. All we champion now is the story of being on YouTube and then your life changing.
Yeah.
Well, you made enough video, We don't, and the truth is, we don't know everything that happened. Like I said, I can't base my trajectory or worth on so many unknowns on such little information. Right? That's like you growing up in somebody in your same neighborhood. Y'all both cut grass, but another customer came by to ask their next door neighbor to cut the next yard, and they didn't ask you. Y'all both cutting grass.
Yeah.
Y'all both cutting grass. And I think it's very easy to get emotionally caught up in, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my gosh, I need to copy this. I need to copy that person. I need to copy this so I can get the same result. Oh my gosh, I got it.
Right.
You can do that and still not get that's why I'm like, yo, like, let's chill out on trying to think that if we copy exactly what someone else does, and then doing it, that means we're going to get the same result. That goes back to the marketing.
Yes.
Nobody talks about your results may vary. Nobody talks about that. And I'd rather talk about that and give people a real view so that they can be better equipped so the expectations aren't jacked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Because
luck. You don't have to type
copying.
caps. I can read what you're saying, man. Go ahead, Abdamar.
I mean, I was gonna say, man, because that was me at one point trying to copy. Man, shoot, that's damn near a downfall, man.
Right. Well, everybody wants the success. Everybody wants to put on.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wants that
Yes.
life change, right?
Yes.
One person's path to life change isn't the same as another's.
There you go. There you go. And that's the beauty in walking on your own too, man.
Right.
That is the beauty of walking on your own too, because you learn so much. You learn so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like when things happen to you, or they turn out the way they don't turn out the way you want them to, And as you get older, you learn to accept it, and you'll be happy that it happened because you look back on your life and you be like, man, I sure am glad I didn't turn out to be that person, because there's a lot of people who might have walked those same steps and they turn into a total basket case, a
Right.
totally different person. And you like, oh my God, I remember doing that. You hear their story, like, man, I remember doing that same mistake. And I'm glad, man, it turned out the way it did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'm happy that things didn't turn out,
Right.
I didn't get the bad end of the stick.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me respond to a couple comments. Good luck. I will explain that second from this first question because the second question is going to take a lot more time to answer. Uh, so the first one I see, or I'm going to go down on, is the comment that said, "I think you should just reach out to new artists rather than the ones that are already established. By doing that, you get to grow with the artists and trust them." And I do agree with that as far as reaching artists that will work with you, and
Yeah.
I think and that's good. Like I said, I'd rather go to places where artists go to record. Where is that? A studio.
Hmm.
Now I know a lot of people record at home, but I'd rather go to a studio and hear about artists who are working and maybe find a way to connect with them.
Yeah.
Because if they're coming to a studio, they got a budget,
Yep.
and even if they weren't able to come to a studio, and working with artists is a messy proposition because a lot of artists
Mm.
don't have money,
Yes.
and there are also a lot of artists are artists only when you're around or when they're in contact with you,
Mm.
and then when you're away from them, they're no longer they're no longer writing music. They're no longer recording. They're no longer creating.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out a name for this syndrome. I'm gonna call it. I don't know. It's a syndrome. I don't know if you ever ran into this, Demar, where where uh I don't know where you ran into this, where people who you when you're in front of them. Oh yeah, man, I got this record I'm working on, right?
Hmm.
And then when you part ways and you see them from a distance, they're not actively doing music. They're living life.
Yeah.
And as soon as you connect up with them again, now they're artists again. And what happens is that you have to take time to vet the artists you're working with. That's they have to have somebody
Yeah.
uh vouch or because it's that's where you got to meet. That's where that goes back to the whole big world theory. There's a lot of people
Yeah.
around, and you're going to have to meet someone or take some time to vet some artists to see if they're serious or not, because
Yeah.
a lot of them will be artists while you're in front of them because you make them feel like they can make it or they can make something, and then they're not when you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so
Now,
it's
D, let me
go ahead,
go ahead. Okay, so D, I'm gonna ask you this.
go ahead.
You had just said something talking about the artists, to where they was once doing music. You know what I'm saying? You talk to them, they have the biggest. They say they working on the artist. They part ways, they live in life. And then you speaking on the artist, you said to where the artist is not doing it, you had to have somebody vouch for them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Now,
artists who have somebody that credible vouch for them does help with the help expedite the vetting process.
yes.
Um, it's just that I know a lot of artists that say, "Hey, let's work," and they're not already working. It,
Yes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you are artist and feel free to correct me. But wouldn't you feel like you were once an artist and you stopped doing music? Well, I really shouldn't say this because it was the artist's choice to stop. I
hmm.
was going to say, uh, if you are an artist and you're not doing music, and yet the person that's vouching for you likes your stuff, but once again, you're not doing any music.
Right.
I would say that's a little bit of an embarrassment. But now that I think about it, I say, well, once again, that's the artist's choice. So in a way, you know, uh, probably not much of an embarrassment because he decided to stop. But I know me personally,
Uh-huh.
I feel like it would be a bit of an embarrassment because here you have a producer or artist wanting to work with you, and he has work out here.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you look at the other artist's work that's wanting to work with you, and your friend is vouching for you,
Yeah.
you looking at this other person's work, and you like, oh my god, man, this person over here liking my music, he out here working. It's like I ain't even doing nothing. Now I feel pretty bad that this person is kind of wanting to work with me, and I don't even have anything.
Right. Right.
That's the part where I say that's a little bit of an embarrassment
Right.
because yeah, because I've dealt with that, and it's not a good feeling.
Right. Right. Let me catch up on these comments right here. Um, Sound likes are a dangerous path to walk. You lost many gigs for that reason. Clients want a particular sound, but not from a cheaper composer. It's just not worth it. I hear EP. And EP, I guess I would piggyback on that. That maybe that person just, like I said, I just feel like that with people, with the human element involved, you can do everything right, and that person just simply not want to select you,
Yeah,
and simply does not want to select. I just feel like that's a human element. I just feel like there's a human, and like I said, I think you just have to go through enough humans. If I could put it that plainly, I think you just got to go through enough humans till you meet the one that wants to work with. Um, um, so yeah, CXEJ Beat says, yeah, but not everyone go to studio all the time. Some may have kids or other people to look after. Some very real talented artists struggle with that. And that's very true. I think a lot of people do have a lot of real life obligations, right?
mm,
However, I do feel like everybody has a full recording studio in their pocket.
yep,
They have a full filming studio in their pocket.
yep,
And I think that if I were to advise anybody who has to live real life and have real family obligations, kids, relationships, or anything like that, um, they are they can still create and make something.
yeah,
If all you have is lyrics, then you should have 100 posts of you rapping your lyrics to a cappella. If you sing, you should have a bunch of videos of you singing. If you're a music producer,
yeah.
you should have content of you doing that. In today's day and age, if it
Because
go ahead.
even with you saying, sorry for interrupting, because I'm getting ready to go.
Okay.
You were saying you were saying about content, and my content is not music. I don't make a beat. I cannot sing. But even though I got a microphone for Christmas, and Demar, don't ask me what kind because I'm walking rich. So don't ask me what kind.
Rich
Don't ask me
walking.
what kind, but I'm walking rich. But
Yeah.
I got a microphone. So tomorrow we're doing Christmas caroling tomorrow in my neighborhood.
Right.
So I'm
Okay.
out my microphone. But what my content is, I like to write
Uh
my
huh.
lyrics and where I like to. Sometimes I post them on Facebook, and sometimes I post them in my head. But my source is my pen. It's not even a
Uh huh.
computer anymore. My source is I use my it's a pen. I use pen and paper. I'm old school with that. And then
Okay.
eventually it comes onto the computer, no matter whatever I put it on, Word or whatever.
Hmm.
But I like to share that. I said mine is not a beat,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a
Hmm.
song, it's not. But I feel I can write lyrics and
Okay.
place that. But like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna actually debut my microphone tomorrow,
Uh oh.
and I'm gonna
Okay.
walk rich. I'm walking rich.
There you go.
Okay.
Ain't no wrong with that.
Right.
I am
Mimi,
walking
let me.
rich tomorrow with my microphone, and I'm gonna be using it and singing it. So hopefully I'll record and post, and for everybody to see. Okay,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Mimi, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Before you
Yes.
go, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Um, you said your gift is writing.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes.
can write lyrics. Have you ever thought
No.
of getting with?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. What you say?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead. I interrupted. Sorry.
No, you fine. Um, have you ever thought about finding ways to get in touch with people, showing people your work,
Oh
and they
heck
can try to
no.
manipulate.
No.
No.
No, no. But that's getting dealing with what Dillio spoke on. I'm gonna call your government name, but Dillio, what he's said is fear, is walking on fear for rejection, and
Mm-hmm.
I have to get past because like I write short stories. I wrote a couple of children books. I got rejected, and after that rejection, I kind of turned
Mm,
away, and I
got
got
you.
to get past that fear. And like Dillio, because I try to encourage him, go out and do it, and you're gonna have some doors shut in your face, but you're gonna keep on walking.
Right.
And
Yes.
I have to get past that. Okay, yes, people gonna say, well, we're not looking for what you wrote right now. So I had to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wasn't for that person right there and that. Then, but I have to learn to accept rejection because
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
part of life.
Yeah.
Right.
And I have to understand that I will get doors closed and shut in my face. And
Right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I know I'm good, but I'm trying to expect everybody to think they need to know I'm good too.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
everybody doesn't know me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like Dillio said, even though you know you're great at what you do, but somebody else, and you know everybody in your like the YouTube world knows how well he is, but a lot of people outside doesn't know. So
Right.
you're gonna get them doors and people cussing at you and this and that, but you still gotta move on. You
Right.
still
Right.
gotta stay on that path and that journey that you're going on. You'll get some forks in the road, either you go left or right, whatever, but you're gonna find your path.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what and I'm speaking to myself on this, but um like I said, my sword is my pen and my paper.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm old school. I still my laptop versus my desktop, even my phone. I still create afterwards. I'm in a writing course right now. I'm learning to write for children books. So I'm learning to put myself out there.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey,
Yeah.
Matt Gritty. Hey Gritty.
What
Are
it
you there?
is?
Hey
Zah.
Oh,
Gritty.
Mac in here.
Mac the nine.
Yo.
Supermodel.
Hey Gritty.
Hey, memes.
I'm sorry. I'm like a giddy. Okay, go. Okay, y'all have a good night. Y'all guys
Okay.
talk among
Okay.
yourselves.
I
But
get on here and you leave. What the fuck?
I'm about to get up out of here too. I'm about to roll up out of here
which
too. I
one?
gotta be awake
Gritty.
at 10 o'clock in the morning. They got
Okay.
me on an early shift.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Gritty, what are you doing cussing like that, dude? What are you doing?
All right. Let me get back
You
on this
know, I
broadcast, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let me pull it back in.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. But,
Okay, I'll talk. Y'all
Shoot.
have a good night.
yeah, great point.
All right, Mimi D, I'ma holler at you, man.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you for having me
Bye.
on, man.
No
All right,
problem.
Mac, I see you, man.
Appreciate
Yeah.
you. All right,
All
Mac.
right.
Glad thank you for calling in, Mac. I'm just gonna read some comments and I'm gonna get your input on it. Going back to EP's comment, he was talking about is there studio musicians work in your area? Yeah, there definitely is, and I've definitely done gigs. CXEJB says Bryson Tiller used to go through with 2 jobs. He went through it with 2 jobs, having a kid to split up with his baby mom. I mean, not a lot of people go through the same situation, even with TikTok on their phone. Yeah. So really, I think my response to that is that everybody has their own story or story that they struggled through or things that they've gone through to
Very true.
to to where they got on. You know, there's life situations, but my point is that you can do everything you can do everything under your power to recreate what they did and still get a different result. Do you agree
That
or
is
don't agree?
that is totally true. You can do everything right to the very letter, like cross the T's, dot your I's, and you could fall straight on your face still. So it's all about finding your path, as everyone's been saying, or that's what I get.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and I think that you know, someone like I don't even know if that person's still here, but they're comparing me to someone else who had a basically they blew up or got their success in a much short amount of time. You know, being someone younger on this platform and things of that nature. And you know, my response to that is that I can't compare myself to that person.
Very true.
Um,
This game is very much networking.
yeah,
From what I understand, people will go to people will go to who they know will give you results, but they have to be familiar with you at some kind of
Right.
capacity.
Right.
If they don't, if they're like cold to you,
Yeah.
they're not even gonna give you a second thought.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that goes back to the where I say there's like a human element involved in all of this.
yes,
And I think it takes a better understanding of that. What's up, Great Keys? I think it takes
great case.
a bigger understanding of knowing that there's a human element involved in all this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's you can do something amazing and it goes viral and nobody knows why. And then on top of that, everybody wants to portray themselves as to knowing the formula and why it
Yeah,
worked. Do you ever see that?
I see that every time. From local heads who think they know everything to like chatty house people on like was that app now Clubhouse?
Clubhouse, yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot of them there.
Right. Right. And we like I said, I think we get these experts on virability and
Mm,
they say, yeah, if you do these 5 or 10 things. Now there's some data there that will support it, but I think that there will always be um a X factor involved. Now I do
that's
agree.
very true.
Now CXE, I do agree with you, but I don't want to say I'm disagreeing with you. But I'm just saying from my experience, I know what comes with that. I agree with you with reaching out to new artists. However, there is still a reality of running into the wrong ones on the way to the right ones that we
Yes.
have to be aware of and be tough for and know that those artists that are the wrong ones that you know how to deal with that.
You know who's actually done really well with that? Those internet money guys. Like
Right.
they found Juice World,
Yeah.
the Ian Dior's. Like these guys are like on the charts right now, killing
Yeah.
it.
Billboard.
And they were found by internet money through SoundCloud or
Yeah.
whatever platform. It's however they figured that out. I mean, dang.
Yeah. How do you know that you don't here's the thing. You don't know what's going to happen when you put that song on SoundCloud.
True, true.
You don't know. And I can't take anybody saying to me, I will not take anybody face value like, yeah, if you put it on SoundCloud, you're gonna get found by internet money.
Yeah,
Don't nobody know that. And then nobody knows, but see, nobody talks about the reality that there's a possibility no one's gonna find you on
very
SoundCloud, no
true.
matter how hot your music is.
Mm-hmm.
No one wants to say that because it doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
It
and
can,
it's all about the number game too.
yeah, yeah. It's a number game, and so the fact that I'm trying to do things different is because I know there's an unknown factor. And in the all right, Antonio, have a good night. I think there's an unknown factor that's involved.
Mm-hmm.
How many Juice Worlds are there out there on SoundCloud that we don't know about
True.
that internet money may have looked over or people just one person didn't share it with another person enough times for it to get viral.
Mm.
We don't talk about that. We just don't talk about it because that's not fascinating. That doesn't give all of us the dopamine kick.
Yeah.
So going back to the point, yeah, I think reaching out to new artists is a great deal, but I'm also saying that but in saying reaching out to new artists, also know there's going to be work involved because not every new artist you meet is going to be worth your time either.
Yes, they have to be about the work too. They can't be like a one-sided business relationship. That shit doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Commenting on EP's point, got to stay true to yourself. You'll get lost trying to chase other sounds that may or may not be more popular at any given time. People will find you for your sound. That's why I feel it's so important. And I think that goes back to tribe building. I
True.
think that goes back to making your own content for how you like it. The thing is like we feel like we're doing something wrong because our path isn't as fast as someone else's, man. And I get that. I get that. We live in a world where things are supposed to happen very fast, very quick.
Or seem to be coming very quick.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
when in all actuality, it took years.
took years. You know, they say, "Oh, yeah, we've been on here for 3 years," but what about all those years before that we don't know? That's what I'm saying. There's so many unknowns that I think it's very dangerous ground to put yourself to attach yourself emotionally or action wise to that path, and just be like, "All right, yeah, I gotta do what ZOURCE World did. I gotta do what Internet Money did. I gotta."
Yeah, I don't think that's a good way to be looking at things.
Right. But
you just have to work on your time schedule, or you work on your schedule, your skill level, your network abilities.
Right. On top of that, I mean, you need to like live and be happy, which is very Gary V-ish, but I really do agree at that point. Like,
no, you need that. You need that. Otherwise, you're just gonna like.
Yeah, you're just gonna be miserable, like chasing after this elusive idea of what works for you.
Yeah.
Just because you saw it work for somebody else.
I see who's been talking about that a lot recently. Curtis King, I believe.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's been on this like kind of it almost seems like a psychologist, or not a psychologist. It's just
mental
like
health?
a mental health.
Yeah.
Mental health thing. And it's putting that with a stream of thought and putting music together, and
right.
That's his course or something. I never ever actually looked into it, but I just heard about it.
Right. EP says, gotta stay true to yourself. You'll get lost trying to chase other sounds that may or may not be more popular at any given time. People will find you. I think I already read that. Yeah. I do agree with that. And so
I chase sounds all the time.
But Tyron, we're talking a mixture of both. It doesn't mean your sound can't evolve and mature. Not trying to latch to whatever the latest trend. I get that, and it's hard, isn't it? Isn't it kind of challenging, Ron, to not jump on the trend?
Well, I try to. For me, I always I try it out just to see if I can do it, because it's just, I guess, curiosity in me.
Right.
I even tried to do like EDM trap, and then I fell flat on my face when it came to that.
No, but that's good. You went for it.
I went for it, but but I mean, I guess another part of that is the intent, because my intent with it was white booty. I mean,
hey, real talk.
Yeah,
right. Real talk, and I agree with that. You know, when you think of an EDM track, you think about that nightclub and them girls shaking that thing. You know,
it's true. They be shuffling. They be shuffling anyway.
Right. Let me see. I'm just looking at these comments. Kid Rock's first album was mostly hip hop metal, and he went on viral on the first country song on the record. So sometimes
that is true.
You push your most unlikely work. I agree with that, Jamichael. And how did he know that would happen? How do you know that happens?
I mean, he had, in his case, I believe he had like what's that? He had a path that he could like turn to that would work for him, because Everlast did that, and it worked out for him. Who else has done that?
Right.
Well, I guess that's the only one I can think of.
Right. Yeah. Let me see what it did. I think doing things like a pop artist will lay a foundation, just like you said. You sound like a cross. Yeah, I do sound like a cross from Timbo and Pharrell, but I've kind of ventured off into my own thing.
Yeah.
I'll say
I remember when you were really deep into Timbo.
Yeah, I was really deep into Timbo and totally ate that sound alive and all that stuff. And then I got tired of it, and I also wondered what was my sound.
Yeah.
The problem is, I think for a lot of producers, is that when we find our own sound, it's very easy to, I guess, make the assumption that it doesn't connect with people, because we don't want Gritty Boy Mac, we don't want Dillio, we want Metro, we want Zaytoven. Popularly, we think that people want that, But and like I said, but what if? But then what happens? What happens if something of mine had went viral today? Now all of a sudden I know what the hell I'm doing.
I think if you went viral now,
Right.
you have a better idea of how to market yourself after that.
Yeah.
What was that? When you're when did you get on MTV again?
MTV when I got on MTV during the whole T-Pain era when he first hit.
Yeah. And I believe you were just like practicing with that sound, right?
I was just learning how to talk box. How would I know that it would reach MTV? There's no way I could have known that.
That was a big platform.
That was big, you know what I'm saying? And that was back when MTV mattered musically. MTV don't really matter musically anymore.
That's true.
But back then, they did because they used to play music videos back then. That's like 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago. Right? And so yeah, let me catch up on these comments. I think there was probably like Timbaland. Yeah, across I can't say they taught me because at the end of the day, I had to learn how to operate the equipment myself. I may have heard a sound and found out how to make it sound like a sound.
Yeah. It's like me with Premiere and shit too.
Yeah.
I was big into boom bap when I was like first starting out.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing trap drums.
Right. I could say there was influence there. I can admit to influence. At that age, if I'm a young teenager, yeah, there's influence. But then as I matured into more of an adult, I found my own thing, and I got to give that credit.
Yeah,
because if I keep saying, "Oh, they," then
it's their accomplishment and not yours.
Yeah, then I marginalize my learning things on my own. And I think at this stage in the game, it's detrimental to me to do that.
No, that's very true.
You know,
you gotta work to your strength, not someone else's.
Yeah. You know, so I really look to move in that different direction than what I've done in the past. Like this, the whole who's better, Biggie and Tupac. I personally don't care anymore. It's like I've had so many people come on this channel. Who's better? Who we got, Biggie or Tupac? Like who freaking cares anymore, man? Like seriously, who really cares anymore? Who you got for real?
I mean, who? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying like for instance, Timbaland for real. Who you got, Timbaland for real? I'm like, who cares anymore, man?
Oh yeah.
Who cares?
Although you always got those people who go through the constant barbershop talk, right?
Right.
I don't know why, but I mean,
I think it just makes them feel good. I think it makes them feel good, and they're looking for connection.
Either that, or they just have a hot take that they just want to like get off.
Right, and I get that. It doesn't matter to me right now because I can't focus on. I'm at a stage. Maybe if I'm learning how to produce, I could see you focusing on a producer like Timbaland or Pharrell when you're learning how to produce. Now I can't follow them anymore. I've outgrown that. What's Dillio? How does Dillio do Dillio? How does Dillio get on?
Yeah.
And how does Dillio get on in his path and in his timing different from everybody else? Because the humanistic side of me will say, well, maybe I didn't put enough beats on the internet. And maybe that's why I didn't get on. Or maybe I didn't make enough trap beats, or maybe I didn't jump around and act a fool, or maybe I didn't grow dreads and didn't get an image.
I feel that's kind of dumb,
right?
I think so.
But those are the crazy ideas that you search for when you're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
You know
so
yeah,
I don't know. I contemplate these kind of things a lot. And I come with like certain solutions, but I don't have either the finances or don't know how to put it together really correctly. Like I had this idea to do like a content house,
right?
Bunch of producers,
Right.
or a bunch of people who do media, but in different facets. So be it, so like we would do music. Someone else does like basketball mixtapes or
Yeah.
something like that, and we like we constantly collaborate with each other. Like we give them music, we they shoot their shit, they shoot videos for us, and then blah 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 blah, something
Right.
like that. I don't know.
Right.
That's
Right.
just something I came up with.
Here's something Vic Manley said in the chat. I don't know if he's still here. He said Fetty Wap was trying to push Trap Queen for a couple years before it popped off.
That is true. I heard about that.
Right.
He was working the same single for like 2 years, and he went on a crazy ass run.
Wow.
And then he dropped off.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just have to say this because, like I said, to think that there's a formula for success. Go ahead.
There is no formula. I wouldn't say that.
Well, a lot of people, like I said, I had somebody in the show kind of portray that, like, you're not doing what this person does.
Oh, you're not doing what this person. Oh, that's why.
Right. You're not doing what this person does. You're this is why you're not liked. That's basically what the person was saying.
Yeah, that's not true.
Hey, Rom, how are you doing? Go ahead.
You can do exactly the same thing. I said this already. So you can do the same thing to the letter, and you'll fall flat on your face.
Yeah, and no one talks about that because what we get on YouTube is here's the 5 tips on how to get on, and boom.
You have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you have to also apply whatever these tips are to yourself, like in a way that works for you.
Right.
Because the way it works for someone else is not going to work for you.
Right. Like I said, I think that, and I know I keep saying I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but I just that's the thing we don't talk about, or at least that's what I don't see in the videos that I look at on YouTube.
You don't see that anywhere,
right?
Outside of stories where people failed.
Right. Yeah. The problem is nobody cares about the failure or the quiet moments on the way.
Yes.
On the way. No one can, let me put it this way. No one can talk about the significance of this moment right now here on this live stream the way they would see it a year from now. Say something pops off from you on the internet, TikTok, because it could happen, or me, or somebody in this chat room right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow up on TikTok, muff.
Right. and then now this matters, right?
Yeah.
At that point.
Or maybe Supermodel just pops up out of nowhere, and we're just like, what?
Right, like, well, who found that? How'd you find that? And now you did this dance off it on TikTok. Now it went viral. How did that? So,
I'm gonna get my niece to do that shit.
Right. and EP says luck is a major factor too.
Oh, that is very true.
Oh, I hate luck.
Well, I mean,
man.
luck. Well, luck is, what's that? Preparedness and opportunity
meets preparedness, something like that. Preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah. So I mean, you can look at it like that.
I do. I can't. Let me change my language because I don't want to say hate, because hate takes a lot more energy, and there's some woo-woo shit somewhere in there that probably affects me negative when I say hate luck. So I will say, I dislike luck because it's not a quantifiable thing you can pursue. You can't.
Well, we are pursuing something in the arts, right? So
right.
It's not something that can be quantifiable.
Right. Yeah, but to everybody who I've talked to who's had certain amount of success, there is some luck there.
Yeah.
Like there's a Evie's born with it. Yeah, he's Irish. Luck. We can't quantify and because we can't quantify it, it's it is a factor that I hate to consider because I can't go by luck.
Yeah.
I can't practice for luck.
Well, you can practice maybe.
You can practice being lucky.
I would say so.
How do you practice being lucky?
Or maybe I'm phrasing that wrong.
You can prepare for opportunity
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about.
by having a catalog or
Mhm.
but that's opportunity. I think it's like the formation of the galaxy. You can have all those materials and then boom, you got a big bang,
Mm.
and we can equivalent the big bang to luck, but no one talks about the materials that were there before all the
Yeah,
materials came together to start that big bang.
yeah. You know, another come up that's crazy to me,
What's that?
Russ,
Okay.
because apparently all he did was drop very, very consistently, and he did next to no promo. I don't know how much I believe that. I kind of should ask his manager because I actually know his manager, which is crazy to me. But I mean,
That's amazing.
I met the guy because he used to be like a concert promoter out here,
Oh wow. Okay.
and he threw a bunch of Mac Miller shows out here, and I did like the poster work.
Wow, that's
And
powerful.
yeah, I haven't talked to the guy in a while.
I
Should.
think you should reach out to that person and just chop it up. Don't even ask for anything,
Yeah,
right? Just kind of
true.
reconnect, right? And just chop it
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
What I have learned is that when you talk to people and just really just ask them about them
yeah,
and listen to their stories a lot of
and be
times
genuine about it.
and be genuine about it, the things you need come up
Mm,
in conversation
mm,
and stuff like that. I don't think anybody likes to be spirit chucked. Um, but I think that reconnecting with that person, that manager, could you never know
yeah.
what could happen there. But I listened to Russ's book
Mm,
and it was very motivational.
yeah.
Okay, rest up, EP. Uh, happy holidays to you. Um, it was very motivational, and I believe it's possible. One thing I have
With
not,
no promo though, that's crazy to me.
and he might have there's that factor of him, but he also talks about a lot of mental affirmational things and believing.
Mm,
Um, that is something that I think is good to have and should always be cultivated. But no promo is dope. But one thing I know I haven't done is drop records consistently. I know for a fact I haven't.
I definitely haven't. I have less records on Spotify than you do.
Right, right. And that's one thing I want to do more of is just start releasing more records, like records. That's
Yeah.
why I'm on a commitment to not buy any more equipment
Mm.
and drop freaking records. Even I might
Or-
start rapping again just so I can put out records faster.
Mm.
Because I don't have to record a bunch of harmony dang on tracks. I could just rap
True. That's true.
and do a dub.
I had this idea where I'm just gonna drop every month next year.
Shoot, try to go for twice if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if KBZ is winning, so KBZ is coming. I have to do
Oh
some
yeah.
research.
K
Go ahead.
Busy.
I have to look up KBZ because I don't know him.
He's this producer who came up off of YouTube, like
Okay.
crazy. Like he's in the same class as the Nick Nears and all that, the internet money guys.
Okay. That's dope. Dudes uploading every day. That's dope. And I think that takes some consistency. Even for me, this channel is not even a beat channel; it's a tutorial channel, right? And I need to focus on that. But like, I got beat channels and music channels that I need to do more stuff consistently.
Yeah.
But going back to cash AP too. But I'm thinking about that consistent record releasing thing.
Mm.
I think that's a good idea.
I think that's a real good idea.
It just takes work. I think it's more so easier for rappers than singers.
Yes.
If I as a singer, and I'm just thinking strategy, war room strategy here. If I were to release more records as a singer, I have to sing much simpler songs and do a lot less harmonies and stuff.
And you can't be going all crazy with the production.
Right. Right. I can't be going crazy with the production. And I heard some of Russ's stuff. The it's not very complicated music.
No, that's true. It's very much just loop, drum, intro, outro.
Yeah.
Boom.
You know, that could be something to try. Like I may focus on just singles this year and not do any EPs or albums.
That's my plan. I have to figure out some way to do the whole video thing, music video thing, because
Yeah,
that's an important key.
it is having video to it. You got to have some video in front of it too. So
Yeah,
that's part of it. That's part of it, man. That's definitely part of it.
Yep. Because most people locally know me from like internet ciphers I did back in the day. And shit.
Yeah. And that was back where we used to have internet. I don't even know if they even do internet ciphers like that anymore.
They don't do that. Well, I think they do, but I mean, they're all like lesser named people. Like, I don't think even Mike Colombo does that anymore. Oh no, he does actually.
And he was known for that too.
He was known for that.
Yeah.
I won his second one.
Okay.
Fun. I remember that shit.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a me at this point. I'm putting out. I got a big plan of a lot of it. I got like 100 video list I'm working on right now.
Oh yeah. I remember you showing that.
Yeah. So I'm testing out the content to see what subscribers on this channel will look at and what they don't. And after
I think you should just drop. Well, I mean, we're talking about videos, right?
YouTube videos.
Okay.
And I didn't say this, but segueing back into YouTube content for this channel, which is primarily a which I wanted to be an artist channel at first, but primarily it's a tutorial channel and music producer serving channel. I got almost a list of about 100 types of videos I'm gonna put up, and I'm gonna see what the market gravitates to, and then I'm just gonna hit that, and I'm gonna have data. It's not gonna be any guesswork. And I should know after 100 videos.
But your artist stuff, you got a channel for that, right?
I do, but I don't make content consistently for it, and that's my downfall. But
I feel like you should be concentrating on that more. This is just me.
Yeah, I agree, and it's the going back to being a nobody because nobody knows about that channel. Nobody subscribes to it. But that
so
goes
you
back.
Want to build your platform before you drop.
Yeah, but I mean, I have somewhat of a platform now.
Yes,
but
you have a bigger platform than.
But it's very mixed.
Yeah,
it's very mixed. So it's very difficult for me to serve beats to producers. Music is cool because I got very nice people here who rock my music. Viewers here, and
they ride for you too.
And they ride, so it's not a complete loss. But from a marketing and business standpoint, channels that have one type of content on it typically do better than you go and pivot in all place. I'm in a pivot right now because thankfully I got viewers that come through and watch this channel, watch this content, but I don't know. Every time I kind of do a feedback, every time I ask for feedback, the answers are so scattered that I can't find a pattern to hone in on. Right? Because I've done so many different stuff. So right now I'm testing. So I got a bunch of MPC tutorials I got, FL Studio tutorials I got. I'm going to do a bunch of Talk Docs videos. I'm going to do it and see what everybody's going to respond to.
I feel like your Talkbox stuff is gonna do really well just because like there's a resurgence now and all that.
Yeah. and I'm going to test that.
Mm.
That's a great idea. Now I'm going to test that, and if something good comes out of that, great. If doesn't, great. Guess what? I'm going to try something else.
Retro just seems to be doing really well lately.
I feel you. Yeah,
Yeah, I've been noticing that a lot.
I agree. And
Especially if you're talking like 80s, 90s.
right. Yeah, Vic, man, I definitely made beats with expansion packs, but I mainly use Splice for sounds.
Splices, yeah.
Splice, I think I draw confidence from Splice because I can tell what's trending as far as sound.
I only use them for drums myself.
Yeah, the drums, but I mean, you see a top 10 list of the kits.
Mm.
You know, that gets curated by use. So, and that's constantly changing. So what's hot will be hot for a while. You can hit that and then try to jump off of that and do something different.
Yeah.
You know.
Although sometimes they kind of like miss the mark as far as like sonics.
Yeah, I agree.
I caught that, like, but you just have to find the right producer to like get the sounds off, and then you're good to go.
Right. CXE, I have done some videos about mixing. It's just that I don't get a lot of response from my mixing videos. Not a lot of engagement.
Isotope.
Right. I don't get a lot of response, so I'm seeing what's getting the response. Splice, but one thing I have noticed about Splice is, in my opinion, a lot of the drums are starting to sound the same.
Oh no, that's very true.
You know,
the ones who like do it really well are like Decap and like
yeah. But
a lot of the EDM guys seem to be doing crazy 808s and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a constant testing and retesting, and then you try this and you try that, and you try this and try that again,
and like talking to other producers as to what they download.
Right.
Too. That's something I've been trying lately.
Right. And then let's not forget about those people who have websites and kits that are not on Splice that are gems that it's very hard to find unless somebody tells you about it.
True. That is so true. Like Mario Luciano. Whoo!
Right.
Woo! Those samples. Oh my God.
Right. Exactly. So there's the
and then
unknown.
There's what else for like boom bap drums, I go to like hip hop drum samples.
Right. See.
And,
yeah.
Illmind.
Yeah. I'm scared to touch Illmind because everybody likes Illmind.
Yeah. He's been on the charts a lot.
Yeah. So because
yeah, you're gonna, especially his first 3 packs.
Right.
They hit the charts like consistently.
Yeah. So it's like you got access to the sound, but everybody has access to the sound.
Everybody has them, yeah.
So it's always a constant tug of war. It's like, okay, do I grab the sound or do I fall back from it? It's always.
Did you hear about he had this idea to do a kit for like, how much was that? 4 or 7 racks, and there's only one person who has it.
Really?
And he actually pulled it off. Wow. I mean, he's a Grammy nominated producer, so it works. But
that's dope. Yeah. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth, man. And I just have to remember that you got to keep creating and keep making music and keep trying more stuff out. Try to get out. Who knows? There's just, like I said, there's so many unknown factors that I think it's very, okay, I'm looking at this comment again. JB, he says, bro, Illmind, the supercut system, makes 10 beats in a row live on Twitch.
I watched.
That's dope.
I've seen, I pay attention to him. I pay attention to Kenny Beats. What else is there? Ramzoid sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. And if you have the time to do 10 beats on Twitch, that's dope.
Well, he's a big sampler guy too. He can build from scratch, but he does sample a lot.
Okay. That's dope. I and you know, I think that matters that he does that because he's ill mind.
Yeah.
Right. What do you say to the person that works on one beat a day that's more popular than ill mind?
What do you say?
I mean, how do you you know what happens? Like, does that mean who's the example you should follow? The person on Twitch making 10 beats that everybody knows, or the person who is more successful and doesn't do that? Because there's somebody bigger than ill mind.
Oh yeah.
That.
But I mean, he has Disney placements. I mean,
who ill mind?
Yeah, he has Disney placements.
Oh well, shoot, that's big money right there.
Yep.
That's Bill
But
credit.
I mean, here's the thing, right?
Right.
I don't think it's about following people's
like workflow or
individuals. Their workflow. Like, it's about finding what works for you, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. You got tons of ghost producers. Okay.
Well, ghost producer comes with a certain connotation. He has people who give him loops
all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a sector I want to serve more in. I want to serve.
I want to do the whole loop thing, although musically I'm not all there.
Well, you may have something.
I've been getting better recently, but I mean,
well, keep getting better. If you're getting better, keep getting better. And like I said, I think it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to an ill mind. If you're not making 20 beats on a Twitch versus his 10, then you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And I think, I just feel like that mentally can be a trap to fall into if you're not careful.
True. Well, for me, I've been in the practice of at least dropping 3 beats a week.
Oh, that's good.
So that's been my plan. So in the next year, I'll be doing that as well as dropping.
Okay.
Music every month. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. Like I said, and you never know who will see it or what will pop off from that.
Yeah. I should like formally introduce it somehow, but yeah.
I think in the meantime you just do it, upload it.
Yeah, exactly.
And go from there. But I think that during your journey, just not I want to say just because it's not, to me it's not justification, but during your journey, respect it, appreciate it, and you got to focus on you. Like I said, I think it's great.
You can't focus on the quote unquote competition.
Yeah, or you can't focus on everybody who's successful.
Yeah.
And then you can't marginalize yourself because you didn't get on at the same speed or rate that someone else does.
True.
Like I said, I could upload 100 beats tomorrow. That doesn't necessarily mean. So I just feel like there's so many factors involved. Because I think if there was so many factors that we could see that led to success, then more people will be successful.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's all. Yeah, man. Any final thoughts, Mac? I think I'm gonna wrap this show up.
I think I'm good.
Cool. All right. Go ahead.
Can we drop our sites and stuff?
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you, man. Go ahead and drop your site real quick, man.
Okay, so you can find me at damnthatgritty.com. Exactly how it's spelled.
Okay.
Yeah. Or wait, no, it's damn. Yeah, damnthatgritty.com. There you go.
Damnthatgritty.com. And also, to a credit to him, he designed the logo that you see on the bottom left screen.
Yeah.
He designed that character there, did the whole NPC artwork and everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And he has do you have the shirts coming?
Yeah, that's still in process.
And he got merch coming, designed by me. So
yes, designed by Gritty Boomer. Yeah, man. Well, cool. Thank you for speaking with Gritty. I'm about to wrap this show up, man.
All right, man.
All right, peace out.
Peace.
Peace. All right, y'all. So that was a great discussion today. I know I didn't cook anything tonight, but I'm glad that we had a great conversation about music production. I really didn't know which way it was going, and I wanted to come up with different types of content that would be interesting to watch and listen to and talk about like that. And I hope that the viewers here got something out of it. I know it's been a long show, went late. Definitely didn't cook up tonight. Maybe it wasn't meant for me to cook up tonight, and just chill for a little bit and talk about things. And hopefully we got some good ideas, positive mindsets to move to the future, and also some things to do good from there. All right. So with that being said, I'm about to wrap the show up. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Shout out to all the people who talked on the show, and I'll see y'all on the flip side.
You may not understand this. I don't either.
All right, I'm out.